the Wolves that come in second best record in the Central Division, only behind Wisconsin, the Herd, who are 5-0. And Iowa's led by a guard that college basketball folks are quite familiar with.
Yeah, McKinley Wright the fourth. If you have not seen him play, he can light it up. He's averaging 27.7 points a game, 6 rebounds, and 5.7 assists. And he's just a pure shooter. You know, when he was at Colorado, he was setting all the records, not only for games played, but for points scored, for most double-digit scoring, for assists. Like, if you looked at the stat sheet, you're pretty much looking at Colorado. You got Chauncey Billups, who we're familiar with here in the Motor City, and then, of course, McKinley Wright.
Yeah, and you take a look at the standings. The Wolves have played tough competition, much like the Crews. How about the Crews? They play the Herd their first 2 games, who are a perfect 5-0, one of just 2 teams in the G League that are undefeated. Then they're taking on tonight Iowa, a team with just 1 loss in the G League so far. And they just got done with Grand Rapids, a team that they're tied for 3rd with in the Central Division. The Crews getting tested early.
Yeah, and that's good. That's what you want early in the season. You know, you want these tests early and often, so that way, come crunch time later down the road, you have the experience and you can grow from these games.
Part of the win, and a big part of the win, was Czech Diallo, our impact player. And Stick, he went off in Grand Rapids, had a nice 2-game stretch out there where he really showed out and took advantage of some time, maybe some minutes that Luka Garza gave up when he went to the Pistons. Jack Diallo doing big-time things in Grand Rapids this week.
Yeah, he showed up, like you said, on both sides of the ball, putting up double digits in all the categories almost, and that's what you want out of Czech. He had 20 points, 10 rebounds off the bench, 24 minutes only. So if he gets more minutes, you're looking at those stats to kind of expand from there as well. You know he can jump out of the gym. You know he can block shots. He's a great player, an asset and a tool that I think eventually can work his way up to the Pistons through the G League.
9 of 11 from the floor. You see the slam there. 20 points, 10 rebounds in just 24 minutes and off the bench. He's a guy that had high expectations coming out of Kansas. Stick. They think he could play in the NBA someday.
Yeah, I do too. I mean, he's long, he's strong, and I'm not going to finish it with the '90s lyric from that, but he's ready to bump. He's ready to bump in the paint too. He uses his body the right way and gets rebounds.
We talked about McKinley Wright the fourth as well out of Colorado, a guy that undrafted and a guy that's on a 2-way contract, and the only player in Pac-12 history, get this, 1,800 points, 600 assists, 600 rebounds, and 1 of 7 in NCAA history to ever do that. Stick. McKinley Wright the fourth is second in this league in scoring, and he's a problem.
Yeah, I was watching him warm up, and he doesn't miss. I mean, when he's unguarded, the dude doesn't miss, and with his dance moves, he doesn't miss either. He's out there feeling good, and he should be feeling good. He's leading this team, which you said is one of the most dynamic inside the G League, and he's the guy. He's the heartbeat. He's the pulse. He brings the ball up the court, and he gets other guys involved as well. So really, as he goes, so go the Wolves.
Motor City Crews 4-3. An inch here, a little closer with a win against the Iowa Wolves. And they could get out of here with a sweep in second place in the Central Division, an inch ever closer to the top in just their first year, the expansion Crews. We're back in a moment with the head coach DJ Baker's pregame interview from the Wayne State Fieldhouse in Detroit. Thanks for hanging out with us. This is the Preps coverage of Motor City Crews basketball.
Want more NBA action? Jump into League Pass and stream live games anywhere. Stream more dunks, more buzzer beaters, and more moments all season long on any device. Catch up with condensed games. Get interactive stats. And customize the play-by-play with local broadcasts. NBA League Pass brings the game to you. Subscribe today.
Car trouble?
Yep. Hey, aren't you the founder and president of the Shannon Elizabeth Foundation?
Yep.
We drove all the way to Africa to tell you about Charity Motors.
You drove to Africa?
When someone donates their car to Charity Motors, the proceeds will go to any charity they choose.
Like the Shannon Elizabeth Foundation?
Yep.
If you have a car to donate and you're driven to make a difference, please call Charity Motors now.
Yep.
Welcome inside the Wayne State Fieldhouse as we get set for Motor City Crews against the Iowa Wolves. DJ Baker, the head coach, joins us now. And, well, you go on a road trip out west side of the state. You take on the Grand Rapids Club this past week, Tuesday, Wednesday. You come out of there with a split, but you get a really nice victory on Wednesday when things just seem to come together nicely for you.
Yeah, the guys really put it together on both sides of the ball. Defensively, we had some huge stops, especially in the second half. I think they scored about 46 points or so. So second half defense was great. And then offense, it was just a night where we were really clicking. And, I think we went into the fourth quarter down 1. And I think in the fourth quarter we finished the game 37-17. So the guys on a back-to-back on the road did an excellent job of closing things out.
122-110, Crews get the win on Wednesday. You're back home now, and look, this team's 4-1 on the road, 0-2 at home. You've only had 2 chances. You excited tonight to get after it against the Wolves?
Yeah, when we walked into our arena this morning for shoot-around, I walked in, I was like, I miss this place. It's just it's so beautiful, such good vibes when we get in here, and I'm like, okay, now enough's enough. We got to come in here and get a win. So we're all excited to be back after that trip and play in front of our crowd.
Talk about guys that have moved on and guys that have jumped on board. Good to see Saban Lee. Good to see Luke Garza doing great things with the Pistons, I can imagine.
Yeah, that's the goal. It hurts not to have them, obviously, but that's the whole point of the G League is come here, get game reps, get minutes. They did really well. Their approach, their attitude, and obviously their results and production were a high level, and then they get to go to the Pistons, and both have got some minutes and been in the rotation a little bit for them. So that's the goal. That's what we're here for. So I'm really happy for those guys.
And others have taken advantage of it, including Czech Diallo, a guy that comes in, has had a terrorizing last 2 games in Grand Rapids. And he's a guy, Coach, that goes for a double-double, 20 and 10 against GR on Wednesday. He's taken advantage. He stepped his game up.
Yeah, he's he came into our team late. He wasn't with us for training camp. We got him a little bit, just over 2 weeks ago. So him adjusting to our style of play and our system and chemistry with the team. He's been a rebounding machine. Defensively, he's been protecting the rim for us and playing great in the pick and roll. And then offensively, his ability to set screens, to finish around the rim, and just his activity and energy and versatility has been a huge boost for us. So we're really proud of Chuck.
You and Iowa both come in top 4 in scoring in the league. I mean, you both have been lighting it up offensively. You expect to see some points tonight?
Yeah, I hope so. I think the other side of that is our transition defense has to be great. They're a really fast team. They have a number of guys that can drive it, can shoot it. So our collective defense, us in transition defense, is going to be huge. But offensively, we can, how we finished out in Grand Rapids, if we can continue that for these next 2 games, we'll be headed in the right direction.
All the best tonight, DJ Baker, as you look for your first victory here at Wayne State Fieldhouse. I can feel it coming on. Best of luck tonight.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
All right, there he is, DJ Baker, as the pregame show rolls on from Wayne State Fieldhouse. It's the Crews and the Wolves coming up right after this.
NBAstore.com, the official online store of the NBA, and the world's largest selection of officially licensed NBA fan gear. With unique designs by Fanatics, Nike, and all the latest styles for every NBA team, plus one-of-a-kind products and authentic collectibles. Shop now and get today's special offer. NBAstore.com, a Fanatics experience.
We're here to donate our cars to Charity Motors, right, girls?
Yep.
And we're gonna get the full fair market value for our cars right now. You with me?
Yep. And they'll even take this junker. Yep.
And we get to choose which charity the proceeds go to, right?
Yep.
And our car goes to someone in need, right, girls?
Yep. I'd like mine to go to Mr. Buckles here. Charity Motors. Yep.
Welcome back to Wayne State Fieldhouse. Getting set for the start of tonight's game. Chad Bush alongside Sam Stickday. Alex Westfall is your executive producer. Glad you're with us. Let's meet the starters for tonight. Let's start with the Iowa Wolves. And this is how they'll roll it out. At the point, it's number 25, McKinley Wright IV. 6-footer out of Colorado, the rookie, second in the G League with 28 points per game. At one of the guard spots, it's Matt Lewis. Matt Lewis, number 14. And Lewis out of James Madison putting up 5 points a contest. Isaiah Miller at the other guard spot out of UNC Greensboro putting up about 11 a game and 6 caroms the contest. Malik Benavili at a forward spot. Benavili out of Georgia State. A couple of points and a couple of rebounds for him. Chris Silva, the big boy in the middle out of South Carolina. 11 points, 6 rebounds with a 6'8 product. The head coach is Jeff Newton for the Iowa Wolves. Let's meet the starters for the Motor City Cruise, who come in 4-3 under head coach DJ Baker. And the Cruise are tied for third now in the Central Division, 4th in scoring in the G League, and top 10 in field goal percentage in the league. Derek Walton Jr. at the point guard spot. Derek Walton putting up 9 points a game and 5.5 dimes per contest. Trayvon Palmer is at the guard spot out of Milwaukee, Wisconsin. 11 points, 6 rebounds a contest for Palmer. Jamarco Pickett at a forward. He's out of D.C., the nation's capital. Really coming on. 16.5 points a game, 7 rebounds for the big boy. Davidas Servidis, who dropped down 4 of 6 from the downtown win against Grand Rapids. He's putting up 12 points per game. And Jalen Johnson, the kid out of Ypsilanti, 10.7 points a game, 6 caroms a contest. And that's for the Motor City Cruise, Detroit's newest team and affiliate of the Detroit Pistons. The assistant coaches for the Cruise, Chad Bush with Sam Sick Day. Sorry for the technical difficulties. Sick, let's talk about keys to victory as we look on both sides. Let's start first with a home team Cruise. What do they have to do to get out of here with a victory?
Well, really, when you think about it, Derek Walton is the key to victory. Since he's joined the team, they have been 4-1 with him in the lineup. So to me, Derek Walton is kind of a key to victory for them. He gets them going, and he can control the tempo of the game. And we talked about it earlier. For the Wolves, they're an up and down the court, fast-paced team. You got to be able to stop them from doing that. Stop them from getting those easy buckets in transition. Make them be a half-court team.
I like that. Got to stop the little guy. And on the other side, the point guard for the Cruise, a guy that they're quite fond of and like, Derek Walton Jr. PJ Baker before the game saying, look, he orchestrates so much. Don't look at his points per game, but the way he gets everybody in the right spot and leads this team, he is just pivotal for this team to win ball games and stay together this year on the court.
Yeah, he's a true point guard. He's a floor general. He's not going to go out there and light up the scoring because that's not what his job is. His job is to facilitate everybody else and get them in the right position to score.
Pickett to jump it up. And the tip is won by Chris Silva. Here we go. The point guard, and their leading scorer is McKinley Wright the fourth. He'll dish top side to Silva. Working against Palmer. Down low, Silva had it stripped. Palmer on the run. Sticky hands already for the Cruise. Pickett, right wing, dead spot, 3, in and out and back in. Count the 3. After the play, there's a whistle. And the Cruise lead at 3-0. Just about 30 seconds gone by here in Midtown Detroit.
When we left last off here at Wayne State, Pickett was having a phenomenal game up and down the court, offense, defense, and he leads off this game, gets a nice shooter's roll, and it's nice to see him get off to a good start. I'm anticipating him having a big game tonight.
Yeah, you could see it coming, and he's coming off a solid trip out to Grand Rapids as well. Lewis on the left wing, working against Servidis, drive to the rack, lays it up with the right hand and scores it. Hot knife through butter through the lane. Cruise by 1.
Yeah, strong take. He had Servidis on his hip and was able to keep him away, those long arms of Servidis from blocking him.
Walton coming off a season-high 15 points, 12 rebounds. Had that in the Cleveland game in the opener. Pickett down the lane. Power layup too strong. On the run, the head of the snake for this team, McKinley Wright the fourth.
Here's a mismatch on the perimeter.
Uses the speed advantage, dumps it to Lewis, floater in the paint, falls, and it's 4-3. The Wolves take their first lead of the ball game.
Yeah, Wright's eyes must have lit up when he saw Servidis on him out at that three-point line. That is a recipe for disaster for the Cruise.
Walton under the baseline. Hot potato pass to Palmer. 3 ball on the way. Hit ball's in and home. 6-4. Crews up by a deuce.
And good unselfish basketball. Pickett could have taken that three-pointer, but he passed it up for an even better shot for his teammate.
Now the Avenue somehow bullies his way through the gap. And Silva, the Gamecock, gets some points. His first scoring of the game. Tied at 6. Silvitas for 3. He rims off. Hot streak 4 of 6 against the Gold last, Wednesday night.
And we've seen him do that a couple times this season. Start out the game super hot. I think it was 4 of 4 opening night here in Wayne State.
That's right. Little show and go. Cannon buried to the rack, and the finger roll lays it in.
Now, I normally don't say this about players, but I hope he gets fouled at some point and shoots free throws because he shoots them old school, underhand.
Oh, Mr. Rick Barry's stock. Silvitas for 3. No good. Wolves on the run up a deuce with 9.5 left. Lewis in the left corner. Wolves just 1 loss on the year. Show and go right. Still scoreless in this game. Fade away from the right short corner, no, but the shortest guy on the court grabs the skin. 10 on the shot clock.
Yeah, that can't happen. As soon as that shot goes up, you have to find his body in that lane. He was the only one trying to defend.
Deep 3 from Trumbull, no good. And the rebound ripped off by the Crews. And here comes Pickett and company. Working on that left baseline. Size advantage here for Jamarco. And he gets a bully ball into the lane. And McKinley Wright says, yeah, you want to go against me? I'll take you. I got leverage.
Well, I love it. You know, Wright was able to take his advantage, his speed, when he had Servetus on him, and you see Pickett returning the favor. He has a size advantage clearly on him, so you just keep posting him up. Even though Wright is a short guy, he's pretty strong there. He can hold that leverage.
Yes, he is. Well built, listed at 6 foot.
He looks like Raymond Felton. You remember Raymond Felton? Like, that's kind of how he's built.
Yeah, Raymond Felton, UNC.
Yes, sir.
Pickett free throw falls. That's where 2 points. We're tied at Ocho aside with 8:50 to go in the first quarter. Glad you're with us. Crews trying to win for the first time in front of the home fans. They've only played twice. Didn't have so many tries. Pocket right. Barry 3 quenches.
Yeah, that is one thing. Death, taxes, and Barry's being able to shoot three-pointers. Those are guarantees in life.
John Barry, former Piston, with some history in this organization. Servetus to the rack and a silky smooth lefty lay-in. And it's 11-10, Wolves by 1. 8:15 to go.
Yeah, you bring up John Barry and, Chucky Atkins, of course. Those are 2 of, the unsung heroes of the front court of the Pistons, or the back court of the Pistons, leading into those championship teams. So, yeah, hats off to John Barry. He was such an energizer coming off the bench. I never played below 110%.
And he could talk.
Yes.
He was a good communicator.
Yeah, well, he's
his teammates and with his opponents.
And now he's a professional broadcaster. So, yeah, he definitely had the gift of gab as well.
Oh, no doubt. Here comes Czech into the game. And what a story Czech Diallo has been, the 6'8", 220-pound forward, fifth-year man out of Kansas. 13-10, the Wolves on top. Czech coming off a double-double. Pickett, the top scorer for the Crews, has his shot rejected, but he was hacked on the lower half before. Hits the deck, scooped up by his boys, and here we go.
Yeah, I thought Walton had a nice play down there to check Diallo if he would have just waited a half a second longer before he pitched that ball to Pickett, because Diallo was open in the lane. And you're looking at the foul here. Definitely all ball on the block, but Barry got him below on the shot, so he's going to be at the line shooting 1 shot for 2 points.
Yeah, this is the top scorer for the Crews now, 16.6 points per game. You will find Saban Lee in the league standings as number 1, but he has moved on. The league's number 2 scorer, McKinley Wright the 4th, has the basketball now for the Iowa Wolves. Free throw's good. Crews within 1. 8 minutes left in the first. 25 is scoreless thanks to the defense of the Crews so far. The second leading scorer in the league with a goose egg. Silva on the right wing, back to Barry against Pickett. The Silva show and go. Barry pocket right, rejected 3, swatted away.
What an incredible rejection. He missed it with his left hand and turned around and hit it with his right.
Pickett starts it, couldn't end it, misses short on the triple try. right the other way. The former Colorado product. Berry to the rack, lays it in. Cannon Berry, right hand, left side of the paint. Uncanny.
He's showing he's got some game inside and out.
Walton spins. Woo. Pull up, 17-footer off, and a whistle down low, and we're going to stay here. Check Diallo says, yeah. Check the replay.
Yeah, if I'm Chris Silva, I'm a little upset at that call. I mean, I was just sealing my man. I was able to push him underneath the basket, and unfortunately, Diallo jumped, and it looked like a foul. But at the end of the day, I'd be mad.
No doubt. Jamarco Pickett leads the way for the Crews with 7 points. 7 points the other way. Leads the way with Cannon Berry.
Oh, they got to get it to Diallo on the block.
Pull up Walton 3, Splash City to tie this baby at 15 with 7 to go in the first.
That works too.
Walton, guy that's was knocked home, 40% on the year. On the run, down the boulevard, flip back to Palmer, who had it tied up, and it's an offensive foul as Wright stood in there and took it, paid for it, and got his team a possession. We're coming back to Midtown Detroit in a moment. Thanks for watching on the Prep. This is Motor City Crews basketball.
We like to do it before we go out on the weekend.
We do.
We do it every week.
Whether we need to or not.
We did it today.
It was really dirty.
My parents do it every day.
Hey, kiddo!
Do it every day with the Unlimited Club only at Jack's Car Wash. Protect your car from the hot summer sun, dust, dirt, and contaminants all summer long with the Jack's Unlimited Club.
Join today, starting at just $22.99 a month.
Oh, you think this is a game? Nah, this right here, this is the NBA G League. The world's most game-recognized game league. The most groundbreaking league. Most get-that-weak-stuff-out league. The most graduated league. Welcome to the world's most G League.
Welcome back to the Wayne State Fieldhouse. My name is Chad Bush. Sam Stick Day on color commentary. We got a good ball game now, 15-14. Crews on top. I guess that last triple was ruled a two-pointer. And nonetheless, a tight ball game between two of the top teams in the Central Division. You take a look, the Herd 5-0 leading the way, yet to lose. One of just two teams in the G League yet to lose. The other one, Rio Grande Valley, the Houston Rockets affiliate. And then Iowa, the Wolves, 3-1. Motor City Crews third, tied with the Grand Rapids Gold at 4-3. These are some of the best teams in the G League and especially the Central Division, Stick.
Yeah, and you're seeing it kind of on display tonight. You know, both teams are playing scrambling type defense, but they're holding the leading scores to not being able to do exactly what they want to do at the moment. You would look for McKinley Wright to get going in this second half of the first quarter.
Yeah, he's been getting other guys involved. The Wolves shooting 67%. Meanwhile, the Crews shooting 45%. McKinley Wright, dump pass down low to Berry, and he gives it up unselfishly to Silva, who has a nice little two-footer.
It was interesting. It's like Servetus just backed off of him there in the paint instead of pressing up on him and making that shot harder.
7 assists already for the Wolves, a very giving team in this season of giving. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody. A little give and go there from Walton to check Diallo, but that's slapped out. Throw ahead pass, not expected by Devontae Patterson, who's off the bench. But Silva lays it in again, and it's 19-14, Iowa with their largest lead of the game.
And that's one of those early in transition buckets that we were talking about before the game. You got to limit Iowa on that. That's how they get a lot of their points.
Yeah. Walton with a show and go. Baseline. Gino Bealey pass, top side. And the triple off the mark for Servetus. And he blew the bunny after the dandy of a setup from Diallo. Berry, no time to waste. Dead spot left, 3, rolls home, live and right roll, And the Wolves take their largest lead of 8.
Yeah, do not leave Barry alone and be outside that three-point line. Force him to dribble and get past you and get into the lane.
Turnover here. Wolves on the run in transition. McKinley off the glass, scored, and the foul.
You know, and I think Jamarco Pickett was trying to foul him before he got to the basket just to kind of break that transition that they had going. And unfortunately, McKinley's just too strong. He was able to get the ball up onto the glass and in for an and one.
Taking advantage of turnovers. And McKinley's the right guy to have the basketball. He finds a way to get points. And that time took it himself. And sticks that through contact, scores it.
Yeah, he plays with attitude, you know, and when you are a shorter player in this league, you have to bring it every single night, and you need that chip on your shoulder to compete.
10-0 Wolves run with 5 minutes to go. Crews need a bucket here. Servetus down the boulevard, lost his footing, and Diallo lost the basketball. So sloppy possessions for the Crews stick the last several times down the court. Maybe that defense could spark him here.
Yeah, you stole the word I was going to use, sloppy. Just, you know, slow down, play within yourself. You don't have to make every single play right now. Just slow the game down a little bit if you're the Crews.
Yes, sir. Right around a screen, down low to the big fella, left hand layup, twist down and home. And that is Jordy Chamanga. Timeout, Crews.
The Crews is going to have to figure out what they're doing with that top pick and roll, as that is causing them all types of issues right now.
12-0 run, 4:35 to go. We'll take a timeout. We're back in a moment. This is Crews basketball.
Want more NBA action? Jump into League Pass and stream live games anywhere. Stream more dunks, more buzzer beaters, and more moments all season long on any device. Catch up with condensed games. Get interactive stats. And customize the play-by-play with local broadcasts. NBA League Pass brings the game to you. Subscribe today.
Welcome back to Wayne State Fieldhouse. You see the little dump pass down there, Stick, and this is a dominating run by the Wolves, and they've done it with some bench guys. And lately we see Jordy Chamanga get involved, but all but starting really with their point guard.
Yeah, and that and their defense. They've turned a lot of turnovers into quick points, and that's what we were talking about. This is where they excel. If they can get the points early in the shot clock and on fast breaks, Iowa's going to eat you alive, and they're doing it right now. Now, it's still early in the game. There's time for adjustments, but also, like I said, you got to slow down if you're the Crews, because turning it over to these guys is just feeding fuel to the fire.
Yeah, and it also sets up that three-point shot. Both these teams very effective from downtown this season. The Crews second in three-pointers made with 94 on the year. The Wolves are third in three-point percentage at 38%. So both teams know how to use the three ball, and it's deadly in transition as well, covering up guys after turnovers. There haven't been as many for the Crews tonight, but boy, they've paid for them when they have flipped it.
Yeah, well, you got to remember a lot of that's Saban Lee, too, who's no longer on the squad. So, I mean, the three-point shot, he was averaging almost 40 points a game. So he's a lot of those three-pointers going in. So you got to find that offense now that he's moved up.
How about Saban Lee at 42 and a 40-point game? There's a steal out of the inbounds, and the Wolves come right back and nearly get a bucket. Cassius Stanley is checked in, and he rips away the leather rock to get a possession save. Walton back to Cassius. Former product of Duke. 2-time. Somebody's open. Pickett is left wing three on the way. Splash City. That stops a 15-0 run, and that's the man to do it. The Crews' top scorer, Mr. Pickett.
Huge bucket there. And, you know, the Crews have something on their pick and roll as well. At the top of the key, they just haven't been able to find the big man rolling to the hoop a couple times.
I think they call that a Pickens roll, don't they?
Oh, there you go. I like what you did there.
Edwards for three off the bench, shooting it sharp already. That's Vince Edwards, the former Boilermaker. That is 30-17. Catches Stanley in the left block, and he shuffled the shoes and got busted for it.
But I like the idea of what the Crews was doing there. You take Wright down on the block. You have the bigger matchup no matter what, unless it's kind of Derek Walton's the only guy about his size. So whenever you get him ISO'd on the block, you got to throw it to that man.
That's right. Miller in the backcourt is checked in. That's Isaiah Miller out of UNC Greensboro. Floater McKinley off the mark, no ball, loose, second chance, points up and good with authority. Ooh, that is Jordy Chimanga introducing himself to the Motor City crowd.
And that's what a big man's supposed to do, keep it high and dunk it with authority. You love to see that.
Little two-hand slammer. Left point Stanley, left corner three on the way, in and out. That off the hands of number 22, fresh off the bench. That's Devin Balkman, who made his debut in Grand Rapids earlier this week. There's a high ball screen that hurts. Into the paint, up and under Miller. Fancy footwork finishes.
Yeah, that's just too easy for the Wolves. Way too easy.
Pickett pull up three long. Edwards on the run. Wolves enjoying their largest lead of 17. Miller pushes, paint, elbow jumper, no, stays alive. And we get it over the back. And it's going to go on. Check Diallo for the Crews.
Yeah, Diallo's got his hands full with Chimanga. I mean, Chimanga's a big boy, thick too, long arms, and he came in and he wants to play with some authority as we get another look at this box out.
It's a big body. Chimanga's out of Dayton. He's a flyer, averaging 3.5 points, 2.5 rebounds, but you can see that body is just a presence. Wright denied the ball, forced to go to Simpson. He'll go to the hole, high off the glass, no. Well defended. Here come the Crews, down by 17 with 2.5 to go in the first quarter. Left wing three rattles in. Chandre Jones off the bench, and the bench giving a bit of a spark for DJ Baker.
And I like how he didn't hesitate. The minute he got that ball, he shot it. He didn't think about it. He just did it all in one motion, and that's how you're going to make your three-pointers. Ooh, nice block.
Miller had it blocked, got his own miss, scored it, and a foul. And that one hurts. Second chance opportunities, and this is a team that thrives on second chance points. Top 10 in offensive rebounds, both are the Crews and the Wolves. 12.5 offensive rebounds a game, and we see it here. It's an opportunistic Wolves team.
Yeah, but I liked what the Crews did after that. They got together. You can tell that they're starting to pick up the intensity a little bit. That was a nice block. You just got to get that board. You know, half of the block is making sure that you secure it afterwards as well. Yeah. That's why, you know, the Tayshaun Prince block that we all love is so great because Rip got the ball.
Stanley high to left around a Diallo screen. Attacks the boulevard. Finger roll, no. Got his own miss, puts it up, no. And finally foul.
Keep at it, young man. Just keep going at it. Jump, 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 jump. You know, that's why you do that drill where you just keep throwing it off the backboard to yourself. But he had to jump 3 times there against larger men and able to pull down the rebound every time. He had a nice layup, too. I'm shocked he missed that. But, you know, you get blocked, shoot it again, and keep shooting it. Get those rebounds.
That's right. Follow the ball, right? Isn't that just the old adage? Stay after it.
Yep.
Perseverance pays off.
And make your free throws. That's the other part of that saying.
A big boo-boo in Grand Rapids back on Tuesday was free throw shooting for the Crews. Head coach DJ Baker noted, look, we were 60% from the free throw line in that game. Hurt us. Back the other way, breakout. Balkman, no, fouled. And Devin Balkman will go free throw line right and shoot a free throw. He's a product of the SEC in Tennessee. We talked about Cassius Stanley, who was just on the stripe, former Blue Devil.
And if you watch this play here, they get the ball on the turnover, and you can see Diallo calling for the alley-oop. He just wants it. Look, calling for it. Just give it to me.
Free throw's good. Back to a 2-touchdown game. Speaking of football in this state.
Yeah, kind of big day around here.
Big day around here. I like how we transition into basketball in the evening time. Football's over. Canterbury into the paint, whip pass down, and a left-hand jamma for the big boy. That's Jordy Chimanga.
He's quick. How big he is. He can jump super quick, and he dunks with authority.
Pass is tipped and stolen by Barry. Chimanga has it. Diallo wins out, and he goes in with his own hammer with a right-hand authoritative slam.
Hey, he's sick of getting dunked on, too. He's like, you know what? I'm a big man. I'm going to show you how I can dunk.
You bet. Feeling good about himself. What a week. 17 points a game, 9.5 rebounds so far is what he's averaged. Miller into the paint, up and under, right-hand layup, good. And no time to waste. Stanley across the timeline. Back to Balkman. Now Diallo swoops it around to Pickett. The former Hoya attacks the tin, had it stripped and a late foul called. And it looks like they're going to get Malik Ben-Levy.
No, they got Barry.
Canterbury, okay,
Yeah,
take
there you
that
go.
one. I think the Crews would rather have Canterbury get the foul. Pickett line right, Jamarco Pickett, 6'9", 206, rookie. And a guy that's made his mark. Leading scorer for the Crews, has scored a double figure 6 times this year. At a season high 21 points over the Bulls a couple weeks ago. And Pickett and Trayvon Palmer, the only 2 players to start all 8 games now for the Crews.
Now, Pickett's well on his way to that 21 points. He already has 12 in the first quarter.
Leads the way with a dozen, 3 ball no good, and Diallo wins out. And I like what he did there. He pulled it back. Sometimes he gets a little point guard happy. Now on the roll, kick out, Pickett, pocket 3, long, but Diallo with a reset. And with time winding down, the possession won't matter, but the hustle is noted. And some momentum perhaps, but the Crews down 14 stick at the end of the first quarter.
Yeah, you cannot give up 40 points a quarter and expect to win any basketball game at any level.
TJ Baker excited about the defensive effort back on Tuesday night and Wednesday night against the Gold, giving up just 96 and 103. But yeah, the 40 tonight in the first, certainly something to get adjusted and a talking to now. We'll take a timeout with the Crews. This is the Preps coverage of Motor City Crews basketball, the home of Crews basketball. Right now, 40-26, Iowa over Motor City.
Oh, you think this is a game? Nah, this right here, this is the NBA G League. The world's most game-recognized game league. The most groundbreaking league. Most get-that-weak-stuff-out league. The most graduated league. Welcome to the world's most G League.
We're here to donate our cars to Charity Motors, right, girls?
Yep.
And we're gonna get the full fair market value for our cars right now. You with me?
Yep. And they'll even take this junker. Yep.
And we get to choose which charity the proceeds go to, right?
Yep.
And our car goes to someone in need, right, girls?
Yep. I'd like mine to go to Mr. Buckles here. Charity Motors. Yep.
Welcome back high atop the Wayne State Fieldhouse. My name is Chad Bush alongside Sam Stick Day. Some stats after the first quarter of notes. Leading scorer Pickett with a dozen for the Crews. He did it on 2 of 5 from downtown, and he knocked home 3 free throws. The only fella with more points than 2 other than Pickett is Palmer. He has 3. Did that on a triple attempt, and Chandre Jones also did it with a triple. The Crews are shooting just 36.8%. Meanwhile, the Iowa Wolves are shooting 65.5%, and they are led by the 11-point outing by by Chris Silva. And they also have 7 points from Canterbury, 6 points from Isaiah Miller. Your thoughts, Stick, on the first quarter?
Defense. I mean, we talked about transition defense and making sure that they don't get the early buckets, and obviously scoring 40 points means you were putting up buckets in a hurry. So you just got to get control on the defensive end and also work on that shooting percentage. 36% from the field is not going to get it done.
No, sir. McKinley Wright, who came in averaging 27.7 points a game, has just 3 points. He's taken 2 shots and made a free throw. But the point is the point guard doesn't have to score on this team. He is doing other things. There's a pass down to the right block. Scared out of there to Lewis, corner 3. That's no good. Ball loose, 50-50 ball, and Miller makes the Crews pay with a silencer.
It was like he jumped off a trampoline how high that guy got. My goodness.
Oh, some bunnies.
And Iowa's been living in the paint. That is one thing. They got to eliminate them from getting in that paint.
Jones back to Diallo, and that 2-man game ends up with a hoop and a har. And the answer Foul on Miller and a chance for an and one for Cheick Diallo. Scores his 4th point of the game. Strong play here getting through contact.
Yeah, and he's kind of who you want to go through on offense right now because it's going to slow down the game. It's going to get things a little more methodical for you. And plus, if you turn the ball over down low, they have to go the entire length of the court. So maybe that's the option that we're looking at in the second quarter is feeding Diallo on the block.
Free throws have been a strength so far in this game for the Crews. They've hit 4 of 5, make it 5 of 6. And they cut it to 13. Wolves on top, 42-29. The Minnesota Timberwolves affiliate against, of course, the Detroit Pistons affiliate. Crews and the Pistons practice in the same building, Pistons Performance Center. Dump down pass to Silva, and the leading scorer continues to grow. His point total now at 13.
But once again, way too easy to get into the paint there. Way too easy.
Cheick Diallo took a few too many. You got Euro steps and you've got Antarctica steps. And that was one too many extras. 10:40 left until halftime. Crews looking to get some stops. Sampson passed down low to Silva. And he backs out of the paint, throws it away. Pickett, whip pass down low. Palmer can't finish, but he'll go line right. And the ball movement and the points off turnovers. Crews starting to turn the tide a bit.
Yeah, and that was a great read and a great cut, too. You know, he was looking like he was going to Diallo on this play, but he saw the cutter right there, and that's what you got to do. You got to give cutting lanes. You got to give options to the passer, and you'd be surprised how many easy bunnies you can get just by motion.
That's right. Palmer returned home to the Chicago area. He played his ball at Chicago State, and when the Crews played Windy City Bulls, he had a chance to go home, so to speak. There's a bobbled ball after a miss. Diallo gets fouled and checked to the ground. And the Crews are going to get their stop.
And string them together. That's what they're doing right now. You know, you're cutting the lead to 13, and then you cut it to 9, and then you hope to get it to 5 and make it a game. You're not going to do it all at once. It's going to take these little efforts, stops, and string them together. But, man, what a hard fall by Diallo right on his left shoulder.
Yeah. Isaiah Livers is not active tonight for the Crews. And Brian Bowen II is not active for the Iowa Wolves. Wright, who just checked in, is going to pick up a foul on the perimeter here. They've been putting Wright against Pickett. It's an interesting matchup, Stick. I mean, it's 6'9" against 5'10", and the Wolves aren't shying away from it.
No, you love to see it, though. I mean, this has been a fun matchup to watch because Wright is not backing down. And as you see, you know, he is shorter, but he's got that stocky strength and can get underneath you.
Yes, sir. Pickett in the paint. Had his pass tipped and stolen. Sampson back the other way. Former LSU product. Little give and go. Lewis. And the miss. Second chance tip. And Levy. 46-31. Wolves back up by 15. Jones back out to check. Fakes the three. And a little too fancy. Lost it behind his back.
Yeah, just trying to do too much.
Wright with just one field goal in this game. Hasn't mattered. The Wolves have done enough. They're up 15. Pass into the backcourt. This will be a turnover for Iowa and Crews basketball. Substitution, Jalen Johnson back into the lineup. We have not seen much of Jalen Johnson. He did start the game and has played just under 4 minutes. They'll check Diallo out. Bachman back in for the Crews as well. Savitas also in. Hockey line change. Put your head down for a second. You missed 3 changes. Palmer, dead spot right. 4-3, and he got it.
That was a good-looking stroke from Palmer. Came off the short little screen. He wasn't really open, but he was able to find his shot.
2 for 2 from downtown. Give him 6. The answer 3, though, from Ben Levy. That hurts below the belly.
Yeah, and once again, they were able to get into the paint, and this time the Crews collapsed on him and able to find the open three-point shooter.
Jalen Johnson Back out, Balkman 3, no. Loose ball, JJ wins it. Back out to Jones, right wing 18-footer is fresh. 49-36 with 8:20 left until halftime.
And Jones just bumped his head with Matt Lewis on that. You can see him holding it.
Right, floater, banker, no. Got his own miss, fell to the deck, tie up, trouble, and what do we have? Jump ball, I believe.
That is a second or third time Wright has been able to get a tough rebound amongst the trees. He is scrappy.
He is. Played his college ball at Colorado. And a guy that can dish it out, undrafted but signed to a two-way contract, got his miss here, and hey, if you don't box out, somebody's going to get you. And he got the timeout. The brawn and the brains.
Yeah, and he's doing a great job of controlling the offense like I was talking about earlier. You know, he's getting in the paint, and sometimes he's finding the cutter for an easy layup. Other times he's taking the shot, and then we just saw on that last drive, he was able to get in the paint and find the guy open for three. So even though he's not scoring like he normally does, he's definitely impacting the game with how he's controlling it and how the Crews really can't seem to stop him.
No doubt. Well, the Crews are back at it, and so are we on Monday night. 6:45 pregame show. The Wolves will stick around in town, and we look forward to that on Monday. I know you're not with us Monday, but you'll be with us all season long. We
I'll
appreciate
be with
your
you.
coverage.
I'm always going to be
with
watching.
us.
Yeah, if I'm not here, I'm watching, you know, because I love this type of basketball. You know, these are the guys that you're watching develop. These are the guys that you'll be able to tell the story about once they finally make it to the NBA. And these guys already have great stories to make it to this point. And what the G League is doing, especially with the Crews and the Pistons and how they are almost interlocked at the hip, it's been a really fun experience to witness.
It has. Iowa Wolves, as you see on your screen, 3-1. Second in this league. That's the opponent on Monday. Then Sioux Falls Skyforce in the house in about 10 days. A little two-step dip there. And then on the road against the Cleveland Charge on the 17th. And that's the upcoming schedule for the Motor City Crews. Glad to be with you for 3 of the next 4. Glad to be with you tonight from Wayne State Fieldhouse. Crews trying to make a move. Plenty of time, 8:07 left in the second quarter. Wolves by 13. Edwards down the avenue with a little crossover and score. That's Vince Edwards from Purdue.
I'm going to sound like a broken record, but once again, in the paint. They just cannot keep this team out of the paint. Somebody needs to press the ball and make sure that cannot continue to happen. Maybe switch to a zone?
Yeah. Davidas Servidis with a push-off and an off-the-ball foul. Hey, Rob Murphy knows the zone, the president and general manager of the Motor City Crews. I'm sure TJ Baker and Rob Murphy have talked zone before. And, again, everything is relevant to what you're trying to do with the big league club. And sometimes it translates with the personnel you have. Sometimes it doesn't. But we'll see how the Crews adjust here. 3-ball right wing, and that is through. There's not a lot of defense for that. And the points piling up. Matt Lewis from downtown, his first triple of the night. And this lead is up to 18, its largest. Answer, Servidis for 3, and that's through. Davidas in the corner in front of his bench with the answer.
What is it about left-handers when they shoot, man? It's so pretty. It's like a left-handed baseball swing, too.
That's it. Whether they throw it or pass it or shoot it, it looks good. There's a miss. Crews trying to get some momentum going into halftime. Jones with the attack. Servidis again, 4-3, Splash City. Back-to-back triples, and the left-handed Lithuanian getting loose in Midtown. 54-42. Matt Lewis, top of the circle, 2-time. Pocket left, Sampson triple, got it. That hurts.
Yeah, especially after your back-to-back threes, you know, to come down and allow back-to-back threes. You can't trade punches at this point. You're trailing by 15. You got to get these stops stringed together.
Jones to the left point. Down the boulevard. Nice over the head pass to Johnson. Layup good, and the foul.
Oh, big fella, use that big body. He was not afraid on that, too. Showed a little agility, was able to dribble and take it to the other side of the rim to protect the block. Great drive.
The big boy from Ypsilanti, making great plays, and his composure, gotta love it. This is a guy that had some good things to do back on Wednesday night. 16 points and 11 rebounds, Stick.
Yeah, well, if he uses his size like that, I mean, you're looking at him on the court right now. There's nobody that can check him from the Wolves, so he needs to be physical and needs to play big.
6-0 run for the Crews. Edwards taking it up, maybe uncomfortable. Palmer sensing it, getting in his grill. Back to Sampson. And the throw to the backcourt, and that is all on Palmer. How about the on-ball defense, Stick? Starting to become a problem. Defense has started to become a focus for DJ Baker's club.
Yeah, and now offense should be your focus because now you have an opportunity to cut this to 10 or even 9 and really start putting the pressure on the Wolves and just keep doing what you're doing like we talked about. You chip away at this type of deficit.
Balkman back in the game. Johnson gets a breather. Walton to Savitas. Unclean catch, and he couldn't handle that one.
That is what you can't have happen, is an unforced turnover as well. Yeah, I don't mind if it's an aggressive turnover, you're trying to make a play, but something like that where it's just, you know, a mental lapse, those are the types of things that really hurt you because now if the Wolves come down and hit a 3, you're right back to where you were.
Mm-hmm. You got it. Miller across the mid-stripe. Wolves trying to get to 4-1 on the year. An inch closer to the Herd, who are 5-0 and leading the Central. Right block foul. It's going to go on Derek Walton, who came down to help out from that perimeter.
Yeah, it looked like they were double teaming on the block there, and Walton ended up getting the foul. See if we can get a look at this. Kind of a confusion on defense. They didn't know who was going to take the post man.
Maybe not a bad foul.
No.
Now Walton will guard the former Big Ten Boilermaker Edwards. Gives it up for Miller. Backdoor cut. Barry laying good.
Little Princeton offense feel right there.
Yep. Balkman right corner 3 on the way. Short. And ball loose. And Palmer the beneficiary. Back within a dozen. 5:20 to go. No time to waste for Miller. Throws it up, draws the foul, and he'll go line left and shoot 1.
Yeah, that's kind of a bailout call. He was out of control, running all the way from half court. You could tell he was not passing that ball. He wanted to get to the lane, and he didn't really have a shot. He kind of forced it there, and luckily he's bailed out by the foul and will be able to shoot 1 for 2. But yeah, that's tough.
Coming up at halftime, LaRonda Burley will join us, Vice President of the Crews, Business Operations. Looking forward to talking to LaRonda. She'll tell us a little bit more about how this team transitioned upon its birth back last summer. Walton for 3. Splash City. A proud Wolverine gets a triple and gets the Crews as close as they've been in a minute. It's down to 11.
Yeah, he's got to feel good after that football game today. Oh, my.
Miller bringing the thunder. Took off from Tech Town and nearly brought the house down. A foul and an incomplete dunk.
I mean, we saw it on his dunk earlier. He can get up, and now with a running start like that, he was looking to crush that rim.
Bad intentions.
Yes, he was not playing. My goodness, look at this. Taking off from the dotted circle.
So, 63-50 now. The Wolves on top. Under 5 to go. Walton into the front court. Working against McKinley. Down low. Palmer off the glass. No. Draws the foul. Barry and McKinley trying to hold on.
Yeah, the Crews has to feel actually pretty good about the way they've been playing in this second quarter. I mean, what were they down 17 coming into it, and they're already chipping away at it, but they just seem like they're more under control. It seems like they're taking it to the rim a lot more, too.
Yep, agree with that. Both these head coaches are in their first year coaching their respective clubs. Jeff Newton in his first year with the Wolves, a guy that came over after 2 years as the offensive associate and player development coach for the Timberwolves. Meanwhile, DJ Baker is in his first year. Crown Point, Indiana native, and he spent the last 4 years in the Pistons coaching department as an assistant coach and head of their player development. Drive to the hole, lay in good, and the foul, count it. for number 16, Brandon Sampson.
That was a big take, too, because, the Crews was inching back in, and Iowa's done a good job of just keeping them at bay. Whenever they get close to this 10-point mark, Iowa goes on a little spurt.
And the points in the paint have really been a thorn in the side for the Crews in this game. Was it 36-10? Sampson now with 5, but he'll miss a free throw, and we're going to get a foul over the back. It's going to go on Iowa, and this is going back the other way, and that's a big miss there.
Yeah, that is really big because Iowa got that rebound, and if they put that back in, we're right back up to, a 15-point deficit.
Yep. So penalty situation now. And free throws back the other way for the Crews. By the way, the Crews have checked in Anthony Tart, the 6'6" guard out of Coppin State, the rookie, and he'll shoot a free throw here. In the second quarter, the closest the Crews have been is 11.
Yeah, they just can't seem to get over that hump, that 10-point hump.
Tark misses the free throw. So, here we go. Trying to lock down defensively are the Crews. Right corner, Sampson 3, and he rolls it in. A rock and roll in front of his bench.
His bench is loving it.
68-52. Man, oh man.
Yeah, they're up cheering. They're pushing him down the court, ready to go. Nice pass by Walton.
Palmer gives it up. Savitas for 3. Got it! Contact after, didn't matter. Savitas, his third of the game. Out to the right point. Sampson to the lane. Edwards, pardon me. 70-55. Wolves back up 15 with 3:30 left.
I'd like to see Servetus be a little more aggressive on the defensive end. That's twice tonight he's let up an easy layup just by standing.
Well, let's see if he can make up for it with a lefty triple. No. Offensive fight for the rebound. No. Barry wins it. Wolves have put up 70 points with 3 minutes left in the second quarter. Patterson to the hole. Banker, no. Ball loose. 3-on-1. Pickett to Walton, and Walton just lost it off the fingertip.
Looked like he was gearing up for an off-the-backboard alley-oop.
Maybe.
Got a little too excited.
Something spicy, perhaps.
I just got to look at Isaiah Livers on the bench for the Crews, rocking his Michigan varsity jacket, loud and proud tonight.
Yeah, Isaiah made his Crews debut back on Tuesday night, and it was good to get him going. He did struggle from the floor, 2 of 14 from the floor in 25 minutes, got the start, and the Crews' loss on the road back on Tuesday night. 96-94, but DJ Baker said he'll be back. He's fine, just needed some time off. Edwards to the hole, layup, no. Offensive rebound, stick back. McKinley, yes.
It's like he almost floats when he jumps. It's wild.
And we've seen he has a nose for the basketball.
Yeah, he gets rebounds, that's for sure.
Left wing 3, got it. Triple. Trayvon Palmer. Third triple of the game. Timeout on the floor. We'll take it with him. 2:21 left until halftime. Don't go anywhere at halftime. LaRonda Burley coming up. T-Wolves up by 2 touchdowns in Midtown. We're back right after this.
NBAstore.com, the official online store of the NBA. And the world's largest selection of officially licensed NBA fan gear. With unique designs by Fanatics, Nike, and all the latest styles for every NBA team. Plus, one-of-a-kind products and authentic collectibles. Shop now and get today's special offer. NBAstore.com, a Fanatics experience.
We like to do it before we go out on the weekend.
We do.
We do it every week.
Whether we need to or not.
We did it today.
It was really dirty.
My parents do it every day.
Hey, kiddo.
Do it every day with the Unlimited Club only at Jack's Car Wash. Protect your car from the hot summer sun, dust, dirt, and contaminants all summer long with the Jack's Unlimited Club.
Join today, starting at just $22.99 a month.
Happy Thanksgiving. Happy holidays, everybody. My name is Chad Bush. Hope you had a great Thanksgiving, and hope you had a good Friendsgiving. Some people you just get together.
Yep.
I can't imagine not eating turkey and mashed potatoes and gravy and whatever you had and Lions football in Detroit. That's just what we have, what we do. We have disappointments, right?
That's what we have. That's what we do.
No. In the football world.
Yeah, and I got to give a shout out to Joey from Woodward Sports because I was downtown all day doing Lions coverage, and I got home and he was like, "Hey, come over, eat some turkey with my family because my family's out of town." Said I couldn't make it. 30 minutes later, he's knocking on my door with a plate of turkey. That's a friend right there.
Yes, it is, and a good man, Joey Radio. Barry into the paint. Down to Lewis, cross-court pass dangerous, nearly picked off by Palmer. Updated stats, the Crews have really jumped it into high gear. They're now shooting 53% for the game. At last check, they were in the high 30s, so that's a good sign. 3 players in double figures. 13 points by Palmer, 12 by Pickett, and 11 for Servetus. And we got a foul on the floor. And free throws coming up for the big boy who has made his impact tonight, and Jordy Chimanga.
Yeah, a couple nice dunks. He's attacked the rim. He's used his big frame to get into the lane, and you saw Derek Walton try to reach in right there, just wasn't able to get the steal.
Jordy line left.
Big miss.
Yeah, Chimanga's out of Canada. Montreal, Canada, that's where he's born. 25 years old. 2 minutes left. Jamarco on the right wing, back to Walton. Down the avenue, no, but a foul, and it's going to be a travel before the shot. They're going to get Walton on the walk, and that's a big turnover with 2 minutes left.
I've seen that happen about 1,000 times in the levels of the NBA. I don't know. That's an interesting travel call there. Let's just put it that way.
Yeah, something typical that we see usually.
Yeah, they'll give you the step and a half and the jump and, never dribbling. And, it's the NBA now. They don't call traveling.
No. Into the paint, floater, off the back, no, tip back, no. And no third attempt for the Wolves. Diallo on the run out, finger roll, big fella, no. Barry with a rebound. 3-on-1 that didn't cash.
Yeah, I think if Pickett had that to do over again, he'd give it to the right to the point guard instead of trying to give it to the big man on the left to try to dribble and get to the rim.
Yes, no doubt. So 1 minute and 28 seconds left until halftime.
It's a big minute 25. If the Crews can get this, to that 10-point mark that we keep talking about right before half, they'll feel good going into halftime.
I think so. Cassius Stanley to the left elbow. Diallo. Hand off to Walton, and he lost it off the leg. Another sloppy handle. Diallo trying to preserve the possession, and he will. Or at least a possession in the name of a jump ball.
Battle of the big men on the jump ball.
They'll go against the former Flyer, Jordy Chimanga.
Who you got? Who you got in the jump ball, Chad?
Oh, I've got Diallo. He's quick off the court. Quick off the court. A little lighter, too. Chimanga's 280. And Diallo checks in at last check.
And Chimanga looks like
219.
He's still one of those guys that's like growing into his body. Like he still looks like he's got some of his baby fat on him. Like he's still maturing.
Started all 23 games for the Flyers last year. Cassius Stanley for 3. And that's a timely triple from Trumbull with 1:03 to go. 72-61. Right to the rack. Reverse is good. And a quick timeout after the lay-in. And that one, transition again, a problem with this guy at the helm.
Well, and after a made shot, too, that's almost a cardinal sin, after a made shot to allow a fast break bucket like that. That's lack of effort on defense. You got to address that at halftime. Nice pass.
Down the avenue, Diallo with a dunk. And the Crews inching closer, 74-63 with 45 seconds left.
What a great pass by Walton to set up Diallo on that dunk.
Yes, sir. Right with a dump down to Chimunga. That's rejected by Diallo. Gets it back, left hand hook, and it goes down. Look quick.
And he's giving him an earful. Give it back to him.
Diallo down low with a lay-in. Stanley found him again.
And that's been there several times. They just haven't been able to get the ball to him like that. I've seen that at least open 4 times this game.
Is that sometimes just two players that connect better with others, or is that just the cognizant ability to roll?
A little bit of both, but it's also being patient, letting the play develop.
Fair enough. Right with a lay-in, too strong. Tap back, 5 seconds to go. Crews with a shot. Before halftime, Pickett, Banker at the buzzer, no. Tip back, yes, but they're going to wave it off. It will say no bucket, and that's how we end the first half. The Iowa Wolves came in as advertised, a talented club, and they'll take an 11-point lead into the break, leading 76-65 over the Crews. We'll come right back with LaRhonda Burley, the vice president of the Motor City Crews. Sticks analysis of the first half coming up after that. This is Motor City Crews basketball on the Prep.
Want more NBA action? Jump into League Pass and stream live games anywhere. Stream more dunks, more buzzer beaters, and more moments all season long on any device. Catch up with condensed games. Get interactive stats. And customize the play-by-play with local broadcasts. NBA League Pass brings the game to you. Subscribe today.
Car trouble?
Yep. Hey, aren't you the founder and president of the Shannon Elizabeth Foundation?
Yep.
We drove all the way to Washington Foundation?
Yep.
We drove all the way to Africa to tell you about Charity Motors.
You drove to Africa?
When someone donates their car to Charity Motors, the proceeds will go to any charity they choose.
Like the Shannon Elizabeth Foundation?
Yep.
If you have a car to donate and you're driven to make a difference, please call Charity Motors now.
Yep.
The official online store of the NBA and the world's largest selection of officially licensed NBA fan gear. With unique designs by Fanatics, Nike, and all the latest styles for every NBA team, plus one-of-a-kind products and authentic collectibles. Shop now and get today's special offer. NBAstore.com, a Fanatics experience.
We like to do it before we go out on the weekend.
We do.
We do it every week.
Whether we need to or not.
We did it today.
It was really dirty. My parents do it every day.
Hey, kiddo!
Do it every day with the Unlimited Club only at Jack's Car Wash. Protect your car from the hot summer sun, dust, dirt, and contaminants all summer long with the Jack's Unlimited Club.
Join today, starting at just $22.99 a month.
NBAstore.com, the official online store of the NBA, and the world's largest selection of officially licensed NBA fan gear. With unique designs by Fanatics, Nike, and all the latest styles for every NBA team, plus one-of-a-kind products and authentic collectibles. Shop now and get today's special offer. NBAstore.com, a Fanatics experience.
Car trouble?
Yep. Hey, aren't you the founder and president of the Shannon Elizabeth Foundation?
Yep.
We drove all the way to Africa to tell you about Charity Motors.
You drove to Africa?
When someone donates their car to Charity Motors, the proceeds will go to any charity they choose.
Like the Shannon Elizabeth Foundation?
Yep.
If you have a car to donate and you're driven to make a difference, please call Charity Motors now.
Yep.
Motor City Cruise trail the Iowa Wolves 7-55. We're joined now by a very special guest, the Vice President, Business Operations of the Motor City Cruise, LaRhonda Burley. LaRhonda, thanks for joining us. Thanks for having us. It's a pleasure to be a part of Cruise basketball, and you've been such a huge part of it and welcoming. Thanks for being on the air with us.
Yeah, thank you for having me. Good to be with you.
This organization was born not this past summer, but the summer before, and it was purchased from the Northern Arizona Club, and from there things got going. And I know when you arrived here this past spring, things were already moving, and so seamlessly, and things got going. For those that don't know about getting a G League team off the ground, what are some of the things that folks behind the scenes don't see? How seamlessly this thing got off the ground and how successful things happened behind the scenes so quickly. Just talk about the getting a new franchise going and what that's all about in the G League.
It's been a lot of fun. I was fortunate when I came out here in May or June from Washington, D.C., that I came under great leadership of Rob Murphy, Mike Zawadzki, Josh Bartelstein. So there was a lot of really great things already in place. This building is one of those things. And so for me to come in, the biggest thing was getting the right people in place. You know, we have a phenomenal team off the court as well, and just getting everybody there. And it's funny, when you look at all this, it was really building it from the ground up. And for me, as a first experience in launching something, so every logo, every tablecloth, every sign, we had to build that. You know, so it's a lot of fun to see it come to life and to see fans enjoying it and to see our product growing on the court as well.
Yeah, and this team as well, I mean, coming along and bonding and just the whole experience of bringing the team and making it part of the community service and embracing this Detroit community along with Wayne State and the city. I mean, you brought it all together so cleanly, and I know you couldn't do it without Wayne State in the city. You guys have all worked together well in a quick time frame, too.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, at the end of the day, we are a community product. You know, we're here to give the fans something to come out and do. And you look around tonight on the snowy Michigan Friday night or Saturday night on a holiday weekend, it's great to see the families out here. And for us, everything is new, right? We're like, who's interested in coming out and seeing us? What makes us different than the other teams in the market? And at the end of the day, that starts and ends with the community. And you look at our partners. I know Rob has talked to you about this before, but the partners we have on our court, they're all local businesses. You know, they really are the breadth that brings us to life. So it really is a community product, and it's just fun to see it grow and to see people interested.
You sold out opening night. You had just a wonderful experience here. You had fans high-fiving. It was an exciting game. I mean, you looked around and it just seemed like everything worked and everything's come together. The Pistons, of course, a great partner, a part of this. What does it mean to have the Pistons and the Cruise together in the PPC and together in an organization? How big of an advantage is that for you all?
Oh, it's huge. I mean, it's important on and off the court. You know, for on the court, and you think about every league has its own developmental product. And for us to be in the same market as our parent team, it's my background's actually more in the NFL. And you think of it like an NFL practice squad. When you think of it like an NFL practice squad, you're kind of raising your team in the same ecosystem as you are as your varsity club, right? So it's important that our athletes have the same nutritional opportunity, the same training, the same coaching ethics, all of those things. And that's important off the court as well. You know, I mean, we have our team that's come in to lead these different business areas. And to be able to do that and then grow into a role in the Pistons, it's a training program off the court as well.
We're with LaRonda Burley, the Motor City Cruise Vice President, Business Operations, and glad to be with her on this wonderful Saturday, Thanksgiving. We give thanks to you guys for allowing us to be a part of this and a part of Cruise basketball. I know you have so many partners that have made it such a wonderful experience so far, and a lot of folks don't realize this is just the beginning of this organization coming over as a new franchise. Talk about the prosperity ahead and these new beginnings in the city of Detroit. And being in a market like this in Detroit, there aren't a lot of G League clubs that have the city as their market.
Yeah, correct. We're one of 4 to be in the same market as our parent team, which is a huge opportunity, and especially when you're part of a historical organization as the Detroit Pistons. Our fans are super passionate. They welcomed us with open arms. We have, of course, our president, GM Rob Murphy, who's born and raised in Detroit, so he brings, so many folks with him that just live and breathe this, and we're really fortunate for that. And this is just the beginning, to your point. It's every game we're figuring out why people are interested and what we can do to create a special experience for them to come out and to maximize for our partners as well. We're lucky to have you as a partner. Thanks, Chad.
There she is, LaRonda Burley of the Motor City Cruise. The Cruise looking to come back from a 76-65 deficit at the break.
Want more NBA action? Jump into League Pass and stream live games anywhere. Stream more dunks, more buzzer beaters, and more moments all season long on any device. Catch up with condensed games. Get interactive stats. And customize the play-by-play with local broadcasts. NBA League Pass brings the game to you. Subscribe today.
Car trouble?
Yep. Hey, aren't you the founder and president of the Shannon Elizabeth Foundation?
Yep.
We drove all the way to Africa to tell you about Charity Motors.
You drove to Africa?
When someone donates their car to Charity Motors, the proceeds will go to any charity they choose.
Like the Shannon Elizabeth Foundation?
Yep.
If you have a car to donate and you're driven to make a difference, please call Charity Motors now.
Yep.
NBAstore.com, the official online store of the NBA and the world's largest selection of officially licensed NBA fan gear. With unique designs by Fanatics, Nike, and all the latest styles for every NBA team, plus one-of-a-kind products and authentic collectibles. Shop now and get today's special offer. NBAstore.com, a Fanatics experience.
We like to do it before we go out on the weekend.
We do.
We do it every week.
Whether we need to or not.
You think
We did it
this is a
today.
game? Nah, this right here, this is the NBA G League. The world's most game-recognized game league. The most groundbreaking league. Most get-that-weak-stuff-out league. The most graduated league. Welcome to the world's most G League.
We're here to donate our cars to Charity Motors, right, girls?
Yep.
And we're gonna get the full fair market value for our cars right now. You with me?
Yep. And they'll even take this junker. Yep.
And we get to choose which charity the proceeds go to, right?
Yep.
And our car goes to someone in need, right, girls?
Yep. I'd like mine to go to Mr. Buckles here. Charity Motors. Yep.
We like to do it before we go out on the weekend.
We do.
We do it every week.
Whether we need to or not.
We did it today.
It was really dirty. My parents do it every day.
Hey, kiddo.
Do it every day with the Unlimited Club only at Jack's Car Wash. Protect your car from the hot summer sun, dust, dirt, and contaminants all summer long with the Jack's Unlimited Club.
Join today, starting at just $22.99 a month.
Welcome back at halftime. My name is Chad Bush alongside Sam Stick-Gates. The Iowa Wolves, the Timberwolves affiliate, lead at 76-65. And Stick, First half saw a lot of points put up in this league. We know this was an offensive themed game with both teams coming in the top 10 in offensive scoring, but this is too many points for the Cruise with DJ Baker not used to his club giving up this many points.
Well, I mean, they did get better. They let up 40 points in the first quarter and only 36 in the second, but you want to see that around in the 25-28 range. You cannot be letting up 160 points a game. It's going to be hard to ever win a ball game like that. But, yeah, I mean, you saw them get it together a little bit in the second quarter as well. They were able to string together some buckets. You know, their shooting percentage went at the end of the first quarter 39% to above 50 in the second quarter. So, really, they've improved on that end. Now they just got to get stops. And, you know, we repeated it over and over and over in the first half. You got to keep Iowa out of the paint. That is where they're doing the most damage, not only making baskets, but facilitating the offense from there.
And a lot of the same suspects we saw in Grand Rapids doing work here for the Cruise. Palmer leads the way with 13, but we've seen Pickett with a dozen, and a lot of that was early, and Servetus with 11 that came late.
Yeah, Pickett had a dozen in the first quarter, so he was scoreless in the second quarter. He's got to get it going. I mean, pretty much everybody from the Cruise has to get it going right now in order to get back into this ball game and take it over.
We saw Chris Silva also with a nice first half, 13 points to lead the way for the Iowa Wolves. Isaiah Miller with a dozen, and they've had nice contributions from a few guys off the bench. You look at Vince Edwards, who had 7 points, and Chimanga with 8. Both big guys. The bigs getting some work done against the Cruise.
Yeah, bigs are getting some work done, and you mentioned Isaiah Miller. We watched him rise above the rim a couple of times, too. So it's going to be fun to watch him in the second half, and it's going to be fun to watch Derek Walton. We talked about how he more controls the offense than scores. He may want to become a scorer in the second half.
He might. He has the rock. Back to Johnson. JJ. Back to Palmer. Palmer under the bucket. Got lost, got found, and got 2 points. And don't look now, but the Cruise are in that zone under a 10-point deficit.
Yeah, you like that give and go, too. That's the first play they come out, you know, so obviously they talked about that at halftime. They saw something, and it worked.
19 assists in the game for the Cruise. The Wolves with 20 assists. We're on
Make
pace.
that 21.
We're on pace for a high assist game here, partner.
Yeah, and it's good. You love to see team basketball, but you love to see some team defense, too.
Yep.
There's a nice look at the backdoor cut.
Little backdoor hoop and harm. Foul on Walton, and a strong finish by a guy that sort of made himself announced late in the first half, Brandon Sampson, who started the game and now has 10 points.
Yeah, it was a good, strong take. You know, Walton just got beat by his defender, and once again, in the paint.
Misses the freebie. Here come the Cruise.
Love to see Pickett go up high, and he's just such a fun player to watch.
Springy 6'9" player off the glass. No. Johnson couldn't corral it. Here comes McKinley on the run. Quiet first half. 7 points. Just 3 assists. 10 on the timer. And a too cute of a pass that hit the ref in the noggin. Maybe the nose. Turnover.
Yeah, I think he thought 30 was going to cut, but he just ended up staying in the same spot and ended up nailing the ref right in the forehead. She looks okay, though.
Yes. Easy for us to say.
Right? Side of that Spalding tattoo. She's good.
Spalding? I get nothing and like it. JJ. Little fake, little shot, triple too long off the heel.
Yeah, if I'm the Wolves, I'm living with that all day long.
Yep. Why not? 3 ball in front of the bench, and that's the first triple for McKinley, a guy you don't want to see get hot. First triple in his second try. He now has 10, and that Wolves lead back up to 14.
Yeah, and that's the one thing the Cruise did really well in the first half was limiting him, so you do not want to see him get going.
Servetus, who knows how to play the long ball himself, had 3 in the first half. Attacks the 10, dumped down low, and McKinley Wright steals it as the shot clock blows, and this should be Wolf ball. You're going to call it jump ball. Oh, boy. Jeff Newton's beside himself, and I don't blame him. Guy who coached the Wolves in the Summer League team in Vegas. This past summer took him to 4-1. Ooh, they gave him a tie-up on just a brief tie-up. I don't know. Officials are talking, and this is this is a training ground for the referees. It's a training ground for the players and coaches, and this is good communication demonstrated here by our officials tonight.
Yeah, and I think they're going to stick with the call, it looks like.
Yeah. And the explanation to McKinley Wright, the fourth. And it is a jump ball, and it's advantage, you would think, Cruz.
Yeah, but we've seen McKinley Wright has some hops, so this is not going to be a gimme jump ball. You got to put some effort into it.
6'6" Palmer.
And on the jump ball, you always want to hit it in between where your two teammates are lined up.
Yeah.
So right between Walton and Pickett is where you want to tip this ball for the Crews. Trying to get him in the right position. Out of the circle. So much going on.
Yeah. Man, oh man. The strategy, the energy, the time involved. Jumping up.
Uh-oh.
Oh, boy. What do we have here?
She gave him a delay of game.
Oh, boy. All right.
Take a step back.
My goodness. And the tap is won by who? The Crews. And it took a Johnson leaner into the stands, and now they're going to change the call. Oh, boy. They should jump it up again.
Let's do it.
Goodness gracious.
All right, so it's Iowa's ball.
Iowa ball. The ball don't lie sometimes.
We'll find out.
Wright with a pass, too firm off the calf, and a 4-on-1 for the Crews. Walton to the rack, and he lays it in.
A great lead pass by Pickett there as well.
Walton with a touchdown. 7 points. Barry breaks to the bucket. Right hand lay-in, too strong, too much English. And Silva's second chance scores it and the harm.
My goodness, that was a strong take. He had arms and hands all over him. For him to be able to get that ball up and over the rim and into the basket, that is some strength that he's showing. Look at this. He's got to get through Pickett. He's got to get through Johnson. He's got to get through Savitas. And he did it.
9th offensive rebound of the night. But a missed free throw. And free throws have been a problem for the Wolves. They came in a strong free throw shooting team. They're shooting just 57% on the night. Crews 9th in free throw percentage at 77%. Hoop in the harm for the big boy. Servetus with a hoop and a harm and a three-pointer the old-fashioned way.
And that's what we were talking about earlier as well. You know, motion, cutting when somebody has the ball, making yourself available to the passer, and you will get these cuts. Look at him. He's standing on the three-point line, makes the cut right on the elbow, and he's able to get the shot up and in. This is a huge, huge play right now for the Crews.
And a nice find from Johnson from the right elbow. Free throw missed, but an offensive rebound.
Potential 5-point trip down the floor.
Uh-huh. Walton. That triple threat position against Barry. Around Johnson. Little slip screen. JJ laying no tip back. And somehow the Crews couldn't come up with it. They had two guys under the rim. And the pill squirts out. And what do we have here? Kick ball. They'll keep this thing here on the right side of the court.
Yeah, I couldn't tell if Walton kicked it or not, but the baseline referee says he did, and that's what we're calling.
Mm-hmm. McKinley Wright came into tonight also second in third three-point field goal percentage. 64%, 15 of 24. Right wing jumper, no. Too strong for Pickett.
You love having a guy like Pickett on your team that can rebound and bring the ball up the court.
Palmer hits the deck. Johnson hits the glass and bangs it in. You sure do. You love that length up the court, partner. I agree. Right the four to the rack. Barry, corner right. Walton on the run. It's a 10-point game, Stick. Take a note of that.
Yeah, here it is. This is when you can finally get below that double-digit mark and stay there for the rest of the game. They dodged a bullet by Barry missing a wide-open three. I know that much.
Yep. Walton. Right of the lane. Fancy pass. Tapped out of there, and Palmer lost it in the corner after Pickett lost it in the paint.
That was a sloppy possession, and, you know, that's a possession that was very important. You get it down to 8, you get it down to 7. It totally changes the complex of your defense and how you're strategizing your whole game. So, once again, an unforced turnover, too. That you hate to see that.
Yep. Silva on the perimeter. The center in this undersized lineup. Lewis up and under. Amongst the trees, missed it. Offensive rebound, Silva. No. But he'll go line right and try to stick in one free throw. That'll equate to 2 points.
Yeah, and for those who aren't familiar with that rule for the G League, anytime before 2 minutes left in the game, if it's a shooting foul, you will shoot one free throw, but it's the allotment of points from where that shot was taken. So if you're fouled while you're shooting a three-point shot, your one free throw is going to count for 3. If you're fouled on a layup like this, it's going to count for 2. But you only get 1, so it's a very important free throw.
It is a big one, and that is a good note. And the free throw's no good. And Iowa's nightmare continues at the strike.
Yeah, so that's just like going 0 for 2 at the line.
Savitas trying to get loose for a triple. 7 on the timer.
He wants to shoot.
Step back over Barry. No. The Wolves grab Glass McKinley on the run.
Yeah, you can tell Savitas was not going to not shoot that ball.
Diallo with a rejection. Up ahead to Walton. Back to Jamarco and an offensive foul.
And you got to hand it to Wright for giving up his body. I mean, you knew he was going to get run over. There were several Cruz players that they could have passed the ball to, but Pickett was just going too strong with it. But like I said, he's given up the body. You give him the charge. That's a great defensive play. And look how far outside the circle he was to get that charge, too. Wow.
Deserved it.
Yeah, he earned it.
So, here we go. The Wolves up by 10 with 7 to go in the third. Trying to increase the lead. Savitas with a pick. 2-on-2 to the hole. No, missed the bunny, but he was bumped and no call. They said, well, you walked, and there was no call. Silva to the lane, missed it. Walton on the run.
And letting him play.
5-on-4. Savitas right wing. 4-3, no. And check over the back. Got busted.
Oh, that would have been a big 3.
Timeout on the floor. Wolves by 10. We got a good one. Don't go anywhere. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
Want more NBA action? Jump into League Pass and stream live games anywhere. Stream more dunks, more buzzer beaters, and more moments all season long on any device. Catch up with condensed games. Get interactive stats. And customize the play-by-play with local broadcasts. NBA League Pass brings the game to you. Subscribe today.
Car trouble?
Yep. Hey, aren't you the founder and president of the Shannon Elizabeth Foundation?
Yep.
We drove all the way to Africa to tell you about Charity Motors.
You drove to Africa?
When someone donates their car to Charity Motors, the proceeds will go to any charity they choose.
Like the Shannon Elizabeth Foundation?
Yep.
If you have a car to donate and you're driven to make a difference, please call Charity Motors now.
Yep.
Well, Sabin Lee got off to a fast start a couple weeks ago, and in his first 3 games for the Cruz, on a tear, 37.7 points a game, 5 rebounds, 9 assists, and a guy that's leading the league in 5 games played, 29.8 points per game. A guy that shot better than 50% from the floor, better than 50% from 3. Stick, Sabin Lee deservedly promoted to the Detroit Pistons, and he's doing well there too.
Yeah, he's doing well, and he's getting a lot of playing time. They played a decent amount of minutes against L.A. in their last game, and of course they're staying out in L.A. till they play the Lakers on this Sunday. But yeah, it's insane to watch these guys come to the G League and dominate like he did, and it just shows once you get up to the NBA the skill level of those NBA players too. But Sabin Lee, he was a man amongst boys when he was down in the G League.
He sure was, and a guy that has done some nice things for the Pistons as well.
And always rocks the green shoes. I love it.
Yeah.
The Kobe Grinches.
Yeah. He was a stat stuffer out west a couple games back. Multiple points, assists, and rebounds. Iowa with the basketball up by 10, 6:15 to go, and there's a forced turnover. Yes, the Crews force it, I believe. Get it back. No?
Yeah, it's looking like they're giving it to Iowa out of bounds on the sideline.
She pointed to the sideline,
Yeah.
not the other way.
Right? I thought the same thing as you. She was pointing the other way.
Yeah. Silva on the left wing, palms the rock, shows left, goes right, puts it up off the glass, and it's scooted out of there.
Oh.
On the icy Detroit roads, there's an icy rim for the Wolves. And Jack Diallo's asking to talk. He says, hey, look, we had a good communication last time. Can we get that again? Yes, we can. And here we can see on the replay, it was off the Wolves.
Yeah, a little bit of politicking changed the call, but you see number 12 there was the last to hit it with his right hand out of bounds. So here we go. Crews ball down by 10.
Chance to get it. And we have an off-the-ball foul. His body's hit the deck. It's going to go on Silva, the center. And for Silva, that's his fourth. And so that's a concern if you're head coach Jeff Newton.
But it brings back in Chimanga.
Chimanga is in. They haven't lost a ton with Chimanga. Off the Wolf bench tonight. He's gone for 8 points and 3 rebounds.
2 earth-shattering dunks.
Oh, yeah. Forgot about that. Trying to forget. Savitas to Diallo. Trying to get his teammate loose. Back to Pickett. Down low to Diallo with a two-handed hammer that's through. They've cut it to 8 with 5:40 to go in the third. Here come the Crews. Rev it up.
And a little bit of get back for Diallo, too, because that's how he got served in the first half. But in the second half, he's bringing it to the Wolves.
Patterson on the right wing. Right elbow. Down to Chimanga. He gets it ripped away by Diallo. Crews on the run. Derek, topside, triple, no. High into the field house there.
If Larry Brown was coaching this team, he would not be happy with that shot. That was way too early in the shot clock, especially when you just cut it to 8 points. You had a chance to even get even further into it, so you can't take that fast 3 like that.
No. Left wing, Savitas for 3, short. It wasn't much Larry Brown was happy about.
No, he was strict on playing the game the right way.
Yep. He was happy about his 2004
Yes, sir.
NBA championship. I don't know.
Yeah, it was fun. I watched, what was it, the Memphis game the other day. Larry Brown's an assistant coach for Memphis at Anthony Hardaway, and of course Sheed is also a part of that coaching staff. So
Wizardry.
Yeah.
Wizardry.
Could you imagine going to that school and getting coached? And of course Amani Bates out of Ypsilanti is playing there. So a lot of Detroit ties on that Memphis team.
Oh, yeah. It's a fun club to watch. You can see Larry Brown working through Amani Bates. There's a turnover by the Crews. 10-point game, 85-75. Hanging around to the Crews. You get a feeling they're going to make a push. They had it up to 18, did the Wolves. Crews cut it down to 8 a moment ago.
Yep.
A lot of time left. We'll see what DJ Baker's boys have in store.
That push has to come on the defensive end at first, though.
Yep. Miller right wing, Patterson thought twice about the triple, and he cans it from the corner.
And normally when you see a guy double clutch like that, they do not make the shot because they're thinking too much.
The only guy who has not scored tonight has now scored for the Wolves. Pickett left wing, 19-footer that can't fall. And all Wolves under the bucket. Miller on the run. Dozen points tonight. Left wing 3 in and out, no good. Ball loose. A 50-50 ball that the Wolves win out on. Miller short corner right, fade away. Saved by Diallo. Walton with a left-hand take. Whip pass out to the wing. Cassius bullies his way to the bucket and missed the bunny, and out of bounds back to the Crews. Boy, the Crews have been in prime position so many times tonight and just can't get some close runners to go.
Yeah, it's that and the 50-50 balls that you were talking about on the other end of the court. Those all seem to be going the Wolves' way tonight, but that's effort. I mean, that's all that is. You want the 50-50 balls? Work for them.
Right on. Cross court, Cassius for 3 short. Right the fourth on the run. Up the left sideline. His team up 13. He's been kept in check scoring-wise, and his team is still making money. Left wing hook shot from the funnel that would make Tim Duncan blush.
Yeah, that was impressive. Fundamental is what that was.
90-75. How about it for Chimanga as we get a foul on the floor. And what do we have here?
Foul on Chimanga. He's shooting free throws, but, to your point, him backing down, Chimanga on the other end, able to lay it off the backboard with his left hand, too. A nice spin move to get to that position. This is a great take.
But before that, the Diallo rise and foul. We're coming back to Detroit in a moment.
NBAstore.com, the official online store of the NBA, and the world's largest selection of officially licensed NBA fan gear. With unique designs by Fanatics, Nike, and all the latest styles for every NBA team, plus one-of-a-kind products and authentic collectibles. Shop now and get today's special offer. NBAstore.com, a Fanatics experience.
We like to do it before we go out on the weekend.
We do.
We do it every week.
Whether we need to or not.
We did it today.
It was really dirty. My parents do it every day.
Hey, kiddo!
Do it every day with the Unlimited Club only at Jack's Car Wash. Protect your car from the hot summer sun, dust, dirt, and contaminants all summer long with the Jack's Unlimited Club.
Join today, starting at just $22.99 a month.
Woodbridge Pub, located just down the road across the street at 5169 Trumbull in Detroit. And they're our pregame meal provider. And boy, have they done a nice job serving us wonderful food. I know you went with a Caesar with salmon again. Pat went with a Caesar with chicken. I went with a phenomenal dish, the kimchi Reuben burgers. Yeah, what'd you think? Isn't Woodbridge a nice spot?
Yeah, and honestly, I hadn't been there before a couple weeks ago when we went, and then, we went there pregame, and then we went there after game, and it's a nice ambiance, good food, great drinks. So, yeah, Woodbridge is becoming a nice little spot for me.
We thank them for their sponsorship. They're located at 5169 just across the street. Check them out after the game. They're open late. Kitchen's phenomenal. They're open till 2 a.m. Check them out. We thank Woodbridge Pub and for their pregame meal services. 90-77 your score. Iowa on top of the Motor City Cruise. Left wing three. Got it. Another triple for the Wolves. They have been 3-point happy. That's their 10th of the game and 18 tries. That's 55%. And that's lights out, partner.
Yeah, and that's why you have the lead that you have in the ball game. It'll get you a 16-point lead.
Yes, sir. Diallo's pass was in traffic and incomplete. Cannon-Berry will check in for the Wolves along with Miller. And they will check Patterson out along with Edwards. Meanwhile, Dalen Johnson checks in as Diallo exits the Cruise lineup. Baseline left, Walton to trigger. Derrick to Palmer. Pocket left three, strong. And here come the Cruise. Make it the Wolves against the Cruise. Miller mid-post left. Backs it out now from Sampson. Long three on the way, you betcha. 11 triples tonight for the Wolves, and this lead has grown to its largest just like that. It's a 19-point Iowa lead.
Yeah, this was the run that the Cruise was supposed to go on, not Iowa. The Cruise goes on a 9-point run. We got a 1-point game. Now it's the other way around, and you got a 19-point game on your hands.
Just like that. So, work to do, but some time left. 2 minutes left in the third for the 3-win, 1-loss Iowa Wolves. Second place in this division. The Cruise play in called the Central. And the big boy, Chimanga, goes yaya again. 21-point Cruise lead.
I'm telling you this much. It won't be too long if Chimanga keeps playing this way before we see him in a Timberwolves uniform.
Jalen Johnson, free throw line, ducks in and draws the foul. Little Carl Towns combination along with Chamanga.
I mean, he has shown that he is powerful around the rim. He's not just laying them in when he gets in there. He is power dunking them left-handed, right-handed. Showed a nice spin move on the baseline. He has impressed me tonight.
Former all-academic.
Oh, and he's smart.
Yeah, he's got a brain on him too.
The complete package.
Yeah, the complete Canadian.
There you go.
Native of Montreal. Probably speaks French too, I would assume.
Oui.
Bilingual at minimum. Barry high in the right. Back to Sampson. Sampson left of the lane. Whirls into the paint, puts it up, banks it off, no good. And a hustle for the rebound, one out by the Crews. And are we going to get a foul? We're going to get some words. And that's nipped in the bud quickly.
The big boys talking to each other, too.
We've seen that before
get a little,
around these parts.
You get a little Isaiah Stewart action going here tonight.
You get a replay of the spin and the twirl and the paint. Well defended against Sampson. And then well defended and boxed out by Jalen Johnson.
Hey, I wonder what Johnson said on the way by, too, because that's when the other official stepped in.
I know if he said it in French, he didn't get away with anything. The former Louisville Cardinal line left, missed the shot. Brian Bowen, the second, not with the Wolves. He's with Team USA. Miller with it, down the avenue, left hand lay in, no. But he gets his own miss. Cross-court pass nearly picked. Patterson has it. Ginobili pass down low, layup off the mark, no, but a free throw coming for Malik Ben-Levy.
You know, I'm looking at the offensive rebounds for the Wolves. It says they have 11 on my sheet, but they probably have a couple more since this was printed out. And they have just been dominating that offensive rebound. And that's something that, you know, these guys don't miss that often. They're shooting around 60%. So to give them, even when they do miss, a second chance, it's tough.
Yeah, it is. Not a team you want to toy with and give extra chances, and now it's their largest lead at 21. The Wolves have reached a hundo in the third quarter. 45 seconds left. Jones with a show and go to a cutting Jamarco. Back out to Deshaun. Nice pass down to Johnson with a slam.
That was a great look by Jones, able to get it and dish it with the right hand for the dunk.
Sampson rise and fire, and Balkman's going to let that thing trickle out of bounds.
A little 2-for-1 action for Sampson there. You know, you take that early three because you know you're going to get a possession on the back end.
That's right. Full court pressure now as Berry comes to attack Cassius Stanley, who crosses the timeline. About a 6-second differential between the shot clock and the game clock. Stanley down the boulevard, banks it too strong. Sampson with the board, and the last shot belongs to the Wolves with 10 seconds left in the game clock and the shot clock dart. High on the left, Isaiah Miller with 15 points in this game. Dangerous pass, back out to Ben-Levy for three at the buzzer, and it's off.
Off is an understatement. It's short, it's wide, it's bad. It's a fadeaway three-pointer from your big man.
They call that broke where I come from.
Hey, that's all right, though. I mean, you score 100 points in three quarters, you're allowed to take a couple of those shots.
Get some breaks along the way. A dozen minutes left on the clock. Crews with some work to do. They're down 19. We're back to Detroit in a moment. This is The Prep.
NBAstore.com, the official online store of the NBA, and the world's largest selection of officially licensed NBA fan gear. With unique designs by Fanatics, Nike, and all the latest styles for every NBA team, plus one-of-a-kind products and authentic collectibles. Shop now and get today's special offer. NBAstore.com, a Fanatics experience.
We like to do it before we go out on the weekend.
We do.
We do it every week.
Whether we need to or not.
We did it today.
It was really dirty. My parents do it every day.
Hey, kiddo.
Do it every day with the Unlimited Club only at Jack's Car Wash. Protect your car from the hot summer sun, dust, dirt, and contaminants all summer long with the Jack's Unlimited Club.
Join today, starting at just $22.99 a month.
Little third quarter action here. You see the triple on the left wing stick, and the triple's been a big theme tonight for Iowa. The Wolves have knocked home now 11 in this game. It's been a big part. It was a part of the burst in the third quarter late.
Yeah, I mean, and that's exactly what it was. It was a burst. Next thing you know, they were down by, the Crews was down by 10. Next thing you know, they're down by 21, just like that. And you're looking at, the statistics from what we're going into the fourth quarter with. The Wolves shooting about 54% from field goal range, 52% from three-point land. And then you look over to the Crews, they're shooting 46% from field goal, but only 39 from three-point land. And, that's a big difference. And then we're looking at the offensive rebounds, 12 for the Wolves and only 7 for the Crews.
Yeah, telling numbers. They don't tell the entire story, but maybe the most impressive thing, if you are the Wolves, is that, look, McKinley Wright, the fourth, has 10 points. He's the second leading scorer in the league. The average is 27. And your team is still up by 19 against a very good Crews team. Miller's pass down low is deflected and blocked. The shot is blocked. But the Wolves will keep it baseline right with 4.9 to shoot on the shot clock.
Yeah, the Wolves are just strong almost at every position. Even if you take out Wright, you have number 7 out here who's shown that he can play above the rim, Miller. So you like their backcourt, you like their front court with Chimanga, and then, of course, the other big guy that they have. So, they're just a strong, solid team all the way through every position.
Yep. Iowa's taken advantage of 20 Crews turnovers that have equated to 25 points. Walton pocket left for 3. Splash City. That'll help get you back. They cut it to 16 with 11:20 left in this long fourth quarter.
And we talked about that at halftime. Walton's kind of got to turn into a scorer right now. And he did that right there with that 3.
He's the 5th Crews member to score in double digits here tonight. More balanced scoring. Jones on the run out after the miss. He'll attack the 10. Kick it to Bachman, who nearly walked with it. Back out to Jones. Chandre Jones rocking the dribble against Barry. Had it blocked. DJ Baker wanted the foul call. Didn't happen. Miller bullies his way into the lane. Back out and an off. Ooh, we got a blocking call. Pardon me. We'll get a look at this again on the replay. I thought Bachman was in position outside of that arc.
Yeah, he was moving, though, so I think that's why. Just a little bit. He couldn't get his shoulder square right in front of him. If you watch here, it's just kind of a lean in to the left. I don't know. It could go either way.
Timeout on the floor, and we'll take it with them. So with 10:40 to go in this ball game, don't go anywhere. Crews down 16 to the Wolves. We're back in a moment to Midtown Detroit. This is Crews basketball on the Prep.
We like to do it before we go out on the weekend.
We do.
We do it every week.
Whether we need to or not.
We did it today.
It was really dirty. My parents do it every day.
Hey, kiddo.
Do it every day with the Unlimited Club only at Jack's Car Wash. Protect your car from the hot summer sun, dust, dirt, and contaminants all summer long with the Jack's Unlimited Club.
Join today, starting at just $22.99 a month.
He is Sam Stick Day. My name is Chad Bush. We're glad to be with you on this final Saturday in the month of November. Wow. You believe it?
A snowy Saturday, too.
Yeah.
My goodness.
It sure is. This is the 8th game ever in Motor City Crews basketball history. A franchise that was purchased from the Phoenix Suns organization a year and a half ago has now come to reality. And after playing the opener just back, the home opener, back
on the 11th.
On the 11th, the season opener on the 6th against the Cleveland Charge. This organization in full burst. They come out, they have a winning record, 4-3. They're third in their division, and this is a team that played well on the road, 4-1 under DJ Baker. And tonight, hey, look, they've had trouble at home after 2 games, but you've seen signs tonight that the Crews are resilient, and they're going to make a run at some point. But it's been a struggle against the Wolves. Let's be honest. You got to give the Wolves credit for the way they've played in so many different areas.
Yeah, like we said, they're balanced in every single position. They have a skilled player that can actually, contribute to the team, and they do a good job of playing team ball, getting into the lane and, cutting, making sure they're hitting their threes. The only real weakness that I'm seeing right now with the Iowa Wolves is their free throw percentage. They only shoot 45% from free throws. But outside of that, that really doesn't matter when you're shooting 53 from 3. So the Iowa Wolves have a nice team. The Crews have a nice team as well. And, we were kind of joking before the game that, hey, they play so well on the road. Why don't we put them up in a hotel while they're here in Detroit, too? Just pretend you're on the road.
That's right. They're taking a look at this last play as we get a look. And I believe the thought is, was Balkman outside the circle?
Oh, he was clearly outside the circle. I just didn't know if his feet were planted in time.
Right. So we get a nice clean look here. Let's look and see, is Balkman planted against Miller when he makes his move? If he is, to their liking, is he outside of the circle? Yes.
Oh, clearly, yeah.
So I guess that's the review, the only review I can imagine. And it's taken some time now, but the far side officials are discussing this. Can you review if he was set? Can you review if he was in the circle? Both things are reviewable, right?
Correct. Yep, you can review it. You can make sure that he had the right body position and that he took the charge right to the chest. And I don't see on any of those replays that we have that anything that would overturn this.
Yeah.
But stranger things have happened, and if you're the Crews, you're rooting for that to be overturned right now. So hopefully you can bring the ball down and cut this lead to 13.
Yeah.
If you can get this lead under 10 with about 9 minutes to go, you got yourself a real chance at winning the ball game.
We're back at you on Monday night here on the Prep, home of Crews basketball. And we'll have the Crews and the Wolves back at you Monday as this call continues to get confirmation. Other games going on tonight, by the way. The Skyforce lead the Charge 55-52 at halftime. The call stands. It is Iowa basketball. We'll get some other scores. Upcoming games, we told you about the 29th on Monday. Hope you'll join us then. And the Sioux Falls Skyforce to follow on these airwaves in the 7th and the 8th. Wolves basketball, they're up 16 with 10.5 to go. Barry with it, down the avenue. Ball stripped, but right back to the Wolves. Corner right, Miller 3, air biscuit. On the run, Palmer going to attack the 10, and we've got a blocking call and free throw coming for the former Chicago State Bobcat.
You like the closeout by Servetus on the other end to cause that three-pointer to be missed. I mean, he was underneath the rim, but gave full effort to get out there to make sure. And then here's a look at the blocking foul on the other end. And, they could review that as well. It was very close.
Yes, sir. The Hustle lead the Spurs 47-41. The Swarm and the Legends are underway in the first. 15-10 Swarm over the Legends. And the Bluecoats already have knocked off the 905 Club of the Raptors. 100-86, and a traveling is force on the perimeter. The big fella Silva likes to handle the rock and get comfy on the perimeter, but it cost him there. It's a flip over. So we get a look here.
And the Crews are slowly working their way back into this game. It was 21. It's down to 14 now. So they've chipped away 7 points off of that. Can they keep this going? And it's going to, you need the defensive stops to keep it going.
Yep. Wolves led by 11 at halftime. Largest lead at 21. Right wing number 21, Jones for 3. And he fills it in. Back to an 11-point game. Crews on a run, and Balkman a little too close for comfort against Lewis. Bachman, the former Tennessee Volunteer.
You like them picking up the full court pressure there. You know, make the Wolves work for everything. Drive down that shot clock so when they get here they can't run their standard offense. Just start making those little adjustments to make it harder for the Wolves.
They have done that for sure. Near turnover here. Ball pressure all over the place. Bachman gets the steal. 2-on-1. Left hand layup, no. And an offensive foul, and he did push off. Use that offhand to push his way to the bucket. And Sticky didn't really need it. He had another teammate there.
No, but Silva was trying to get a call on the offensive end. He was working the ref, and then finally on the breakaway, he gets the call that he wanted with the off elbow. And you could tell he kind of embellished that a little bit.
Yeah, he did. So the Wolves have been stuck on 100 for a minute. In fact, the whole quarter. That's their first points of the quarter. Nice defensive surge by the Crews, and the Wolves break that spell. About a 2-minute spell. Walton to the rack. Kick out. Jones. Corner. Savitas 3. Yes! Savitas has made it a 10-point game.
Great team basketball as well. Multiple passes, and you could have taken the shot in 3, but nope. Pass it to Savitas in the corner, and he nails it.
That is his 4th triple tonight in 11 tries from downtown. Left corner, answer 3, no. Here comes Bachman and the Crews. 8:50 left. Derek, top side. Looking to get somebody loose on the perimeter. Walton, overhead pass to Savitas. Gives it up to Jones. 4-3, Splash City. 7-point game. 6-point surge. Here come the Crew. Rev it up. Jones for 3, his 3rd of the night. And Samstick Day. We got a ball game on our hands.
You love to see it. They're finally on that run that we've been talking about that they needed to go on all night long. And they're starting, like we said, at the defensive end. So that's great. You keep that effort, and the game's gotten a little bit chippy, too. You're starting to see these players jaw a little bit at each other, and that's because I think Iowa knows that the Crews is coming. They're coming right now.
A 14-2 run by the home team Crews, and we got a new ball game. Don't you go anywhere. This is the Prep.
NBAstore.com, the official online store of the NBA. And the world's largest selection of officially licensed NBA fan gear. With unique designs by Fanatics, Nike, and all the latest styles for every NBA team. Plus, one-of-a-kind products and authentic collectibles. Shop now and get today's special offer. NBAstore.com, a Fanatics experience.
We like to do it before we go out on the weekend.
We do.
We do it every week.
Whether we need to or not.
We did it today.
It was really dirty. My parents do it every day.
Hey, kiddo!
Do it every day with the Unlimited Club only at Jack's Car Wash. Protect your car from the hot summer sun, dust, dirt, and contaminants all summer long with the Jack's Unlimited Club.
Join today, starting at just $22.99 a month.
Well, Stick, it was 100 points reached at the end of the third by the Wolves. They're on 102. And the defense has really been the difference for the Crews.
Yeah, and that's where we said it needed to start, and they've done a really good job of tightening up and making it difficult.
Very open 3, somehow bounces out. Here comes Derek Walton with a one-on-one against Wright, and he lays it in. It's down to 5, 102-97 with 8:14 to go. Here come the Crews.
We have ourselves a ball game.
Close as it's been since the first quarter. And a pass that's booted by Savitas to stop that little cut to the bucket. How about this run?
You love to see it. You don't know if the Wolves got a little bit complacent, thinking, oh, okay, we got this. We've been scoring at will all night long. But the Crews has really put the clamps down on them in this fourth quarter. Like you said, only allowing 2 points in the fourth quarter to this point.
How about it? 16-2 run here in the fourth. There's a floater from the left wing from Silva. And we're going to get free throws coming up. Crowd really giving it to the officials. Ticky-tackish call.
Yeah, but if you're the Crews, you're going to live with that. I mean, this guy going to his left hand, fading away from the rim, switching back to his right for the shot. That's a tough shot. So I'll live with that. If, obviously you don't want the foul, but it's better than what they've been doing all night, breaking them down, getting into the lane, and shooting wide open threes.
Yeah, agreed. Silva line right, trying to add to his 15-point tally, and he won't do it.
Turns out to be a really good foul.
Yeah, and fouls have been really good tonight and generous for the Crews. The Wolves just 5 of 12 from the free throw line. My goodness. Free ball on the way, no. 7:40 left. Crews have made it a 5-point game. Once trailed by 21. Ball loose, right baseline, and the hustle goes the other way. What'd you say earlier, partner? Create your own 50-50 ball luck, don't you?
There you go. It's all effort, and you love to see the crowd reacting to it, too, right here in the Wayne State facility. Everybody's getting excited, and this is the type of energy that the Crews needs to feed off of right now.
Yes, sir. Pull up right wing, Derek Walton, deucer. It's a 3-point game. It's a 1-possession game with 7:15 left. Here comes Walton. He cans his 14th point. Silva top side. Hand to Barry. Barry behind the back, down the boulevard. Had it blocked. On the run, Crews. 3-on-3. A triple ties it. Walton right wing. Gonna back it out and set it up. Savitas. 10 on the timer. Walton feeling it. Down the lane behind the back. Spins to the rack. Kick out. Right wing 3 on the way for the tie. No. And time's going to run out of this possession. And hopefully the energy does not.
Oh, man. This building would have erupted had that three-pointer been made, mostly because of Walton making him available on that pass with all those dribbling moves. Like, good job by Walton. But an air ball here, and you see he steps out of bounds right when he comes down, so not able to get the shot up to beat the shot clock.
Sometimes Walton's a bit too unselfish.
Yeah, and that's what we were saying.
It.
You know, he needs to be a scorer from time to time, and it's okay to take over the game if you need to.
It's okay to take a break and a breather as well.
Woo.
Walton and the Crews will do that. We're going to keep it right here with 6:40 left in this fourth quarter. Wow, Stick, it's been the kind of run we thought we'd see, and hey, you just had the feeling the Crews were going to do it. And let's take a look here at this last possession.
Yeah, this is Derek Walton on the breakaway. Nice, long strides, was able to get his defender moving back and just took it right in, laid it off the backboard, and, to take it within 3. It was just a massive play. But once again, it was defense leading to offense, and that's what made that happen.
18-2, the Crews lead in the fourth. And that is offset a 40-26 Wolves lead after the first. And a Wolves halftime lead of 76-65, but let's not forget, this was a 21-point deficit about 4 minutes ago, Stick. What an effort by the Crews. You just have to hope that there's something left in the tank of this big engine before this thing's said and done.
Well, they definitely have the momentum on their side right now. If they can string together a couple more stops, frustrate the Wolves, because, like I said, I don't know if the Wolves just kind of got complacent and didn't keep pressing like they did to get to that 100 points, but they've definitely laid back in this fourth quarter.
Yes, sir. 6 players in double figures for the second straight game for the Crews, led by 17 points from Trayvon Palmer. Lewis covered up well on his 3 attempt, and that's an air biscuit out of bounds. How about that defense? Crews really paying attention to that 3-point line.
Yeah, that's just what the doctor ordered. You come down the court, get an air ball, and now it's your possession to tie the game.
So, 102-99. Wolves holding on for dear life. We're halfway through the fourth. Walton with 14 points to the hole. Scoop pass down low. Bachman lay in. Good. 102-101. 20-2. Outscoring in the fourth.
What a crossover by Walton, too, to get into the lane. And that's exactly what the Wolves have been doing to the Crews the entire game. Breaking down your defender, getting into the lane, and finding the cutter for the easy layup. And they've almost flip-flopped.
That's right. Good point. 28 assists now in this game for the Crews as we get another look at that last play.
Yeah, this was the foul right here. But look at the shooting percentages, Chad. We were talking about it all game, but now they've pretty much leveled out. And now when we were talking, the only thing that was wrong with Iowa was their free throws. Now that's really coming into play.
Berry to the right of the lane, had it rejected. Rejected by Jamarco. Walton down to a cutting Servetus, and the Crews have their first lead since the first few minutes of this ball game. Lewis back the other way, cut off at the free throw line. Nowhere to go. Right wing Berry along the baseline. Swoop pass out. Three ball on the way. Got it.
Big shot. Big shot.
105-103. That's just the second field goal for the Wolves in this quarter.
Yeah, Brandon Sampson has had a nice game tonight.
105-103. Wolves by a deuce with 5:15 left. And we get a travel back the other way, but man, that's the first triple in this quarter, and a team that's been triple happy, 11 of 25 tonight. What a momentum shift by the home team out of Detroit.
Yeah, well, they got 5 minutes left to keep the defensive clamps down and get this W, their first one at Wayne State.
Crews 4-3, Wolves 3-1. Wolves in second place in the Central Division. Crews tied for third with the Grand Rapids Gold, a team they just tied with. Down low, up and under, and the Wolves have scored 5 straight. Their lead is 4 with 4:44 to go. Pull up right, dead spot 3, Walton no. Contact, no call. No time to waste. Wolves the other way. Miller gives it up to Wright, all alone for 3, missed it. Pickett the rebound. He's had a miserable night from downtown. McKinley Wright just 1 of 4. He's second in the G League, 63% from downtown coming in.
Yeah, and the Crews dodged a bullet. They had all their guys in the paint.
Servetus for 3. They missed it. 4:10 left. Right with it, head of the key. Wolves scored just 7 points in this quarter, lost it. Miller had it stripped. Picked up by Walton to Servetus. Kick out Jones for 3. No. Berry with a board.
Oh, so close. And that would have been another defense contributing to the offense.
15 triples tonight for the Crews, but that one could fall. 3:47 left. Take a breath, take a breather, regroup. Come on back, won't you? This is Crews basketball on the Prep. Thanks for hanging out.
Want more NBA action? Jump into League Pass and stream live games anywhere. Stream more dunks, more buzzer beaters, and more moments all season long on any device. Catch up with condensed games. Get interactive stats. And customize the play-by-play with local broadcasts. NBA League Pass brings the game to you. Subscribe today.
So here we go. Buckle up. Sam Stick Day, Chad Bush with you. Alex Westfall, your executive producer. Art Smith, your assistant producer. Glad you're with us. Wolves basketball left to right in white. The Timberwolves affiliate. 3-1 on the year. Edwards left of the lane. Scoop, layup, good for the former Boilermaker. And a little trash talk into the Crews bench after.
Yeah, you thought Pickett could have played a little bit bigger on defense there.
Pickett going to step back out and take a 20-footer and miss short. Not the possession you wanted. Servetus about to check back into the Crews lineup. Right the 4th down the lane. Kick out to Edwards. 6-point lead. Turnover. 3-on-2. Crews with it. Jones pull up 3 and offensive foul. They're going to say, what was that?
I think they're going to call him for the leg kick.
Yeah.
Looked like he got number 7 in the man region.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Let's take a look at that one. That's costly.
That is costly.
And painful. Jones on the fast break just decided to pull up. Not a bad call. And yeah, the old karate kick. It didn't look like he had anybody in front of him at first. You sort of wonder if that's his natural stroke. But yeah, you can't fault the officials for thinking he might have been trying to create that.
Yeah, and that's been a new emphasis for the officials in the NBA, at least for the past couple years. They've tried to eliminate that scissor kick on any shot. You know, Reggie Miller perfected it when he was playing, but they're trying to take that out of the game.
Yep. The officials are going to take a look at this again. Yeah, don't forget we're back at it on Monday night, 6:45 pregame show. Here's the replay again. Jones goes up. And working against Miller, and they got him with a kick. It's a nice shot there from Zach on camera.
Yeah, it's odd that the baseline official called that. You know, usually it's the ref that's right on the call, you know, out by the three-point line that'll make that call, because he's calling that from way down here. So his angle on that's kind of weird, but you could see Barry kicking into hey, you got to call that.
Yeah, we'll see what they come up with. Conversely, it could be a penalty that could come back to haunt the Crews the other way if there's a repercussion for that. I'm not sure, quite frankly, what the G League rule is. As most of you are aware, a lot of rules are trialed. But you have to give that defender space, and you cannot initiate the contact or the kick. So the referees will sort it out. Meanwhile, we've got a game. Hey, look, not too long ago, partner, the Wolves late in the third led by 21 points. They finished the third basically, I believe, up 19. And they've led most of the way. This got back to a Crews 103-102 lead momentarily.
Yep, and then that big three-pointer by Brandon Sampson. That was the kind of the momentum shift back to Iowa.
Yeah, and it's been just 3 lead changes in this game. And the third was just a couple moments ago. But 3:06 left, gives everybody a chance to take a breath. It's a 6-point game. It's a 2-possession game, and this game's come quite a far ways. Now, this is big in the standings. The team ahead of you, if you're the Crews, is Iowa and the Wolves. They played just 4 games. They've won all but just one. And they had a big lead on you, and now you've got a chance in your backyard to win for the first time in this arena in program history. And what do we have as the call? Okay, so indeed it is a technical the other way. So Miller will get a shot, and this is potentially a 6-point play the other way.
Yeah, and I don't love this call because of your point that the defender was coming from the side. Like, I get it if he was right in front of him and the leg went out, but he's coming from the side. You don't necessarily know as a shooter if he's going to come into your shooting zone or not. So that's a really tough call for the Crews to take, especially at this moment.
Yeah, you have to sort of judge intent.
Right.
And that's hard to do.
Especially when you're in the air trying to make it, you know, you're not even thinking. You're trying to make the shot.
Right. So it's a 2-point free throw, 111-103 now. And it'll be Iowa basketball far sideline, 3:06 to go. Wolves by 8. Edwards, high on the left, back to Miller. Miller's been the hot hand tonight. Down low to Edwards, 2-man game, and he slams it home. 13th point of the night for the former Boilermaker, and it's just like that up to a 10-point game. Savitas back out to Walton for 3. Splash City. That's a big one. Cuts it back to a 7-point game. And Walton now has 17. His best scoring performance of the season coming up.
Yeah, and the next time these two teams play, I hope Derek Walton takes more of a scoring lead.
In fact, it is a season high. He had a season high 15 in the season opener against Cleveland. And now has a new season high of 17. What do we have here? Whistle down low. And a foul on Palmer. That's his 5th. And free throw coming up. Now, Iowa has struggled from the free throw line. And Sampson will go line right. He's 0 of 2 tonight from the free throw line. Iowa in total is 5 of 12. So that's a big part. Crews are 11 of 15 from the stripe.
It always amazes me when a guy like Sampson, who's a silky smooth 3-point shooter, what is he shooting? 3 of 6 tonight. can't make free throws. I just don't. I'll never understand that. If you're a shooter, you should be able to make free throws.
No doubt. He makes it there. 9-point game. Servetus on the wing. Down low, nice dish to Cassius with a lay-in. Back to a 7-point game with 2:12 left. Miller into the front court, races ahead, and resets. Now down the avenue. Lost it going up, but it was tipped out by Palmer. Baseline right, 2:01 to go, 12 on the shot clock.
Definitely need to stop.
The Wolves play out of Des Moines, Iowa.
I think the refs are trying to adjust the clock back to 2:01.
All right.
Yeah, give an extra second. You know, never know what could happen in that second.
A steal can happen in a second. Walton's going to go 1-on-2 the other way. Left-hand layup, missed it. Late foul called on Barry. It's the right call, but it was a late call. And Walton will go line left and shoot 1 to get 2. Actually, we're under 2 minutes. He will shoot 2. G League rules, under 2 minutes. Normal free throw rules apply. Here's a look at that replay. The steal, the swipe, and the attempt to score.
Yeah, Barry does not believe he was, he fouled him there, but he's entitled to his space in the air, but he definitely impeded his way to the hoop. So there's going to be 2 free throws. You know, the Motor City Cruise will have a chance to cut this to a 5-point game, and with 2 minutes left, it's still doable.
It is doable. 115-108, Chad Bush and Sam Stick Day. Stick with us after the ball game. We'll have a recap and rundown of this contest. A contest that has seen 3 lead changes. It's seen the Wolves go up by 11 at halftime. It saw them take a lead as large as 21 at the end of the third quarter. And it saw the Cruise come out on a 22-2 run in the fourth quarter to take a 103-102 lead with about 4 minutes left. And now the Wolves have come out and had their own run to come back, Stick.
Yeah, if nothing else, the Cruise has to feel better about themselves going into the next game on Monday against this team. You know, if the fourth quarter would have gone like the first 3, come Monday, you're like, oh, God, we got to play these guys again for fourth quarters. But now you know that you can shut them down. You can beat them in a quarter. I mean, they are taking it to them in this fourth quarter, and this is crunch time. This is when it really matters. So win or lose right now, the Cruise have a good momentum going into the next game.
Totally agree. It'll be Walton to the line to shoot 2 with his team down by 7 with just under 2 minutes to go. We'll take a timeout tomorrow to take Sunday off. Even the prep rest on Sunday. And then back at it on Monday.
I'm really looking forward to tomorrow. I'll tell you that much. It's been a long, long week, and you know I haven't.
How about you? You were today at you started today at Ann Arbor. What time?
Yeah, I got up there about 7 a.m. Wow. We did the pregame show from the Brown Jug, which was absolutely insane. Ohio State fans and Michigan fans there, a lot of fun.
I bet.
But yeah, it's been a long day, and tomorrow no Lions game, so I just get to stay home and watch the NFL Red Zone all day.
Oh, halfway to heaven there. Walton's free throw's good. He now has 18 points. He's amongst his season high. The former Michigan Wolverine out of Detroit. Played at East Village High School. 26 years old. Had 7 points, 5 rebounds, 8 assists the other night in Grand Rapids. And the Cruise 122-103 win. Gets both free throws here. It's a 5-point game. 1:45 left. Cruise need to stop now. Edwards top of the circle. Checked by Palmer. Right the fourth has it high in the left wing. 4 on the timer. Close out by Jones. Shot off the mark. Rebound Cruise. Here they come with 90 seconds left. Derrick across the timeline. Against Barry. Behind the back. Down the avenue. Right hand layup. Good from the left side. And don't look now. It's a 3-point game.
And that's Derrick Walton right there. He can get that anytime he wants. He's so fast. He's so strong. He can get to the lane. He needs to take on that scorer's hat right now with the Cruise.
21 for Walton to lead the way. High score. Game high, team high, career high. 1 minute left. Sampson, left-hand dribble, cut off mid-post. Fadeaway shot somehow rolls in. Oh, my. gives Sampson 22. He's now the game-high scorer. He and Walton trading blows. Another three. You betcha! Wow! Splash City! Derek Walton with 24, and he's cut it to 2 with 40 seconds left.
You think Derek Walton's hearing the broadcast right now? You think he understands that we want him to be the scorer?
Yes, the jabs from the Wolves and the Crews. 5 on the shot clock. Sampson high off the glass, knocked away. Here come the Crews. 1 second differential and a foul from behind. A foul from behind by Miller, and Civitas will go line left and have a chance to tie this game with 22.2 seconds left. Deuces wild in a 2-point game in Detroit.
I mean, I don't want to say he got bailed out, but he was out of control there. He's lucky he got fouled because I think that was eventually going to be a turnover the way he was dribbling this ball.
Yep. He was bailed out. You're right. It is a non-shooting foul, so pardon me. It is non-shooting foul. The Wolves are up by 2. 22.2 seconds left in the game clock. 20 on the shot clock. So there is time left for the Crews. They get the ball side out, stick, it's set up perfectly for a walk-off Crews 3-point game winner.
That's what I was just asking. Do you think you'd run the shot clock down and you wait for that last 3-point shot? I mean, you're at home. You can walk off with the win.
I don't think you do.
Okay.
I think it'd be fun. I'd love to call it. I know you would too. I'd love to see it. We'll take it any which way, but I don't know if that's the play right now.
Yeah, well, we'll see what the coach has drawn up. It is a shooting foul.
They've changed it. It is a shooting foul, so forget our analysis. It's irrelevant. Civitas line left, and he will shoot free throws. And tonight, he's 0 for 1. First one's up and short. So short with it.
Now, do you purposely miss this one, or do you make it and foul and play the foul game?
I think you need points. I think you make it, or you try to make it. No doubt.
Yeah, they're not bringing in their big guys for the rebound, so I'm assuming they're going to make this and play defense on the other end.
Yeah.
Maybe foul them. Try to get a steal in the backcourt. If you can't get the steal, then you give up the foul.
Right. One more shot to try to cut the lead in half, and he missed it. Ball is loose, and the rebound by the Crews. Out to Walton. Walton for the tie, and he's fouled going up. So both free throws missed. I don't know if it was intentional. I don't think it was.
I don't think it was.
But Mr. Palmer bailed him out with an offensive rebound, and now Walton line left to try to get a couple of free throws to tie this thing. What offensive effort by Palmer.
Yeah, right off the front of the rim, and, just effort. That's what we were talking about earlier in the game, and effort creates these moments, and Walton thought about that three-point shot, but takes it to the rim.
Game high, season high, 24 points, a chance to tie it. First one's up, and he got it. 117-116, Crews within 1. They trailed in this game by 21 points late in the third. They came all the way back to take a 1-point lead, 103-102, with about 4 minutes left, and now they have tied this game at 117. Thanks to Derek Walton, thanks to his game-high 26 points. Here we go.
I'm keeping an eye on Sampson and Wright.
10 seconds left, shot clock's dark. Wright has it high in the right. Working against Jones. 4, now 3. Left-hand dribble into the paint with 1 second. Floater to win it, and it's short. And we're going to overtime fittingly. Defensive stand by the Crews to stop it. And the league's second highest score is shut out in his final possession of what's been a very frustrating night thanks to the Crews defense.
Yeah, and a frustrating fourth quarter in general for Iowa. I mean, they put up 40 points in the first quarter. They put up 15 in the fourth. That is quite the swing in point differential, and it all starts on the defensive end, and what we've been talking about, Walton turning into a scorer has been crucial in this comeback.
117 all, put 5 minutes on the clock. Let's go to OT. Don't you go anywhere. This is Crews basketball.
Oh, you think this is a game? Nah, this right here, this is the NBA G League. The world's most game-recognized game league. The most groundbreaking league. Most get that weak stuff out league. The most graduated league. Welcome to the world's most G League.
We're here to donate our cars to Charity Motors, right, girls?
Yep.
And we're gonna get the full fair market value for our cars right now. You with me?
Yep. And they'll even take this junker. Yep.
And we get to choose which charity the proceeds go to, right?
Yep.
And our car goes to someone in need, right, girls?
Yep. I'd like mine to go to Mr. Buckles here. Charity Motors. Yep.
All right, here we go. Overtime. 5 minutes on the clock. And here we go. 2 minutes on the clock, rather. 2 minutes, which is different than the NBA. 2 minutes on the clock. That's what we have in overtime. It's one of the differences. Tied at 117. 8 on the shot clock. Right to fourth. Lobs it down low to Edwards. Edwards, size advantage up, and he's fouled. Is it by Jones or Savitas?
Either way, it's a good foul.
Either way, it's a good foul.
Yep.
Neither player in foul trouble for the Crews. Line right, Edwards to shoot 2.
Yeah, you want to make them earn it at the line. You don't want to give up any easy baskets here in overtime. It's almost like playoff basketball. You know, no easy buckets now.
Yep. Edwards line right, and the former Boilermaker, who has 13 points tonight, one of 7 players in double figures, and he knocks home the first. This is Vincent Edwards. Sharp 6 of 8 tonight from the floor. And again, the free throws have been troublesome for Iowa. They're now 8 of 14 in this game. Meanwhile, Motor City Cruise 15 of 21. That's 71% against 52%. So Iowa, you got to be kicking yourselves the fact you're in overtime and you've missed 7 free throws.
Yeah, those definitely would have made the difference and not put this game into overtime. And we talked about that even when the game was out of control, that they were struggling.
Yep. Walton down the lane, left-hand layup blocked by Barry.
Barry had finally had enough of being abused by Walton, and he finally got his block shot. I mean, Walton has been going at him almost every single time down the court, so he's feeling good now.
21 second-half points for Derek Walton.
Oof.
Crews basketball. Down to Palmer, left-hand layup. Might have lost it going up stick. Wolves up by 2 and with it left to right.
Yeah, I wish he would have went up super strong with that. He kind of went up weak and had to lay it up left-handed.
Sampson to the hole, shot up short. Jones fouled him, had to, giving up 7 inches. And he's going to make the Wolves try to earn it and increase their 2-point lead with 1:11 left and make a wish.
But that's exactly why you take it strong. Look at the difference between Sampson putting all of his effort going towards the rim and the difference for the Crews on the other end where they just kind of fade away and threw it up with the left hand. But the good news is Sampson's been struggling on the free throw line all night long.
Misses it here. 22 points. He's the high scorer for the Wolves. And makes the second. So a 3-point, 1-possession game still. Wolves up 121-17. Walton with it.
And this has been an interesting lineup for the Crews, too. No pure big man on the floor.
Right. Savitas against Barry. Spins into the paint and had it stripped. A block. Miller back the other way. We're under a minute. Key defensive possession here for the Crews.
Miller wants to drive.
Miller lost his footing, regathers, spins to the rack, puts it up, reverses, good. And that's a dagger with 43 seconds left. Wolves by 5. Miller with 19 now. Walton with a rainbow 3. Back iron miss. No. Miller rebound. And with 30 seconds left, the Wolves up 5. Crews have to foul in the backcourt.
Well, I do like the 2-minute overtime. I got to be honest with you. It goes by fast. It gets you a winner in a hurry. You know, sometimes you're watching a game, it's like another 5 minutes, and then the last 2 minutes turns into another 30 minutes. So I like this 2-minute overtime rule here in the G League, even though it doesn't seem like it's going to go the Crews' way.
Yeah. 27.8 seconds left, 5-point lead. Miller line right. Palmer checks out for the Crews, and Balkman checks in.
Isaiah Miller to shoot 2.
Palmer is fouled out of this game, and Miller misses the free throw. So Isaiah Miller now 3 of 5 in this game from the stripe, and keeping the Crews around. It can be no worse than a 2-possession deficit. And Isaiah sticks the second. 123-117, Wolves by 6, 27.8 seconds left. We're not going anywhere. We're sticking around. In fact, we might stick around until Monday, and that's when the next game occurs. What's going on here? Did they not allow the timeout?
Yeah, I don't know. They called timeout. The entire Wolves team walked out on the court, and they shipped them back to the bench, and they were ready to inbound the ball. If I'm the coach here, though, I'm drawing up a play, putting Walton in the pick and roll with Servetus. I got 2 3-point shooters that are willing to take the shot.
Crews down by 6. Walton, top side, the hot hand, back to Servetus. He'll fire up a 3, and it rims in and out, and the Wolves come away with it. And a foul by Stanley, and that's a hard one there. That was halfway down, partner.
Yeah, and that's exactly what you want to draw up, though. Those are 2 of your best 3-point shooters. You have them interacting out there on the 3-point line, and Servetus has just been a little off tonight. A lot of those shots, there was another one on the other end that was completely down and popped back out somehow. Yeah. So a couple of those shots just going a little bit different tonight could have changed the whole outcome of the game. Oh, yes. This is what I've been waiting for, though. Barry shooting free throws. So, I hope he does them the way he was warming up.
Yeah, Cannon Barry shoots free throws underhand.
Yes!
And
yes!
This is, of course, Barry, stock of Barry, who did the underhand. Yep.
Rick
right.
Barry family tree. John Barry, of course, but he doesn't miss.
No, he does not.
I mean, maybe the rest of the Wolves should shoot like that, because you look, they're shooting 50% from the free throw line. He's 100%.
Stanley for 3, rim off, no, rebound, and DJ Baker's going to call off the Wolves.
Foul Barry again.
Time winds down, and that'll do it. 125-117, despite a rally by the Crews that saw them overcome a 21-point deficit and take a 1-point lead in the fourth. The Wolves hold on and win it, 125-117 stick. I know your thoughts on this will get deeper, but really an impressive loss, if you will, for the Crews in showing the comeback ability.
An impressive fourth quarter from the Crews. I think we can put a bow on it with that. The first 3 quarters, obviously letting up 100 points for 3 quarters is not where you want to be. But in the fourth quarter, they were able to hold the Wolves to 17 and score 36 to get back in the game. And they made it competitive. They made it fun at the end. I think we learned that Derek Walton needs to be the scorer for this team now in order for them to compete with a team like the Wolves. Other nights against lesser teams, he doesn't have to be that guy. Against these guys, he's got to be the best player on the court.
Yep, and he certainly was for portions of it. But out of gas down the stretch, not enough. The Wolves hang on. They go to 4-1 on the year. The Crews level at 4-4 on the year. The recap and the stats coming up right after this. This is the Preps coverage of Motor City Crews basketball. Final score tonight, Wolves win it 125-117. We're back in the postgame show right after this.
Want more NBA action? Jump into League Pass and stream live games anywhere. Stream more dunks, more buzzer beaters, and more moments all season long on any device. Catch up with condensed games. Get interactive stats. And customize the play-by-play with local broadcasts. NBA League Pass brings the game to you. Subscribe today.
We're here to donate our cars to Charity Motors, right, girls?
Yep.
And we're gonna get the full fair market value for our cars right now. You with me?
Yep. And they'll even take this junker. Yep.
And we get to choose which charity the proceeds go to, right?
Yep.
And our car goes to someone in need, right, girls?
Yep. I'd like mine to go to Mr. Buckles here. Charity Motors. Yep.
We like to do it before we go out on the weekend.
We do.
We do it every week.
whether we need to or not.
We did it today.
It was really dirty. My parents do it every day.
Hey, kiddo!
Do it every day with the Unlimited Club only at Jack's Car Wash. Protect your car from the hot summer sun, dust, dirt, and contaminants all summer long with the Jack's Unlimited Club.
Join today, starting at just $22.99 a month.
Car trouble?
Yep. Hey, aren't you the founder and president of the Shannon Elizabeth Foundation?
Yep.
We drove all the way to Africa to tell you about Charity Motors.
You drove to Africa?
When someone donates their car to Charity Motors, the proceeds will go to any charity they choose.
Like the Shannon Elizabeth Foundation?
Yep.
If you have a car to donate and you're driven to make a difference, please call Charity Motors now.
Yep.
Welcome back to Wayne State Fieldhouse. This one is in the books. 125-117. The Wolves knock off the Crews. And Sam Stick Day and Chad Bush join you here in the postgame show. Stick, look, this is a game that was ultimately very impressive by Motor City Crews. We talked about the fact they've overcome Luca Garza and Saban Lee off the roster. Other guys have stepped up. They were coming off a win against Grand Rapids. And tonight against the Wolves, they came out a bit sluggish, but things started to change late in this game, and they really rallied and made a point late, but it wasn't enough, and they ran out of gas against the Wolves, who got off to a fast start.
Yeah, but that's one of the things I like about the G League is that they play back-to-back games against each other, so it's almost like a mini-series. And, you know, like we were talking about during the broadcast, the Crews coming up on Monday, they got to look at that fourth quarter and feel good about what they accomplished, how they made it through, and what they can implement in the next game.
Yeah, and that next game comes up on Monday, and some of those things you look at when we see the highlights. I mean, look, this team was in a big hole, and they came back, and it wasn't just a three-pointer, but it was a lot of unselfishness that created points off of that three-point threat, and guys were setting guys up and being willing passers.
Yeah, and not only that, they were helping each other on defense, too. You know, the defensive assignments looked good in the second half. They were covering for each other, switching on pick and rolls, and just being, you know, pests in the lane. And that's where the Wolves were living in the first half. You see it here. I mean, Wright was able to get pretty much anything he wanted. He didn't score a lot, but he was able to facilitate everybody else scoring. You see Chamunga just being a monster. He had 3 big dunks on the day. I loved his game. It was fun to watch him play. I'm looking forward to seeing him play again on Monday.
Didn't see a lot of him in the second half, did we?
No, I think both teams went away from the big men in the second half, and honestly, that favored the Crews.
Yeah, I think you're right. We saw Czech Diallo and his points there. And then a lot of second chance opportunities we saw here, and the big momentum shifter early with Miller, who was the high scorer in this game and did a lot of everything.
Yeah, Miller is an above-the-rim type player, very athletic, smart, can assist there. He did it all, and I love the backcourt of Iowa.
Miller ends up with 20 points and 10 rebounds, and double-double for him. And again, we just saw the inside presence, but things really changed a little bit in that third quarter, fourth quarter. You sense things are starting to go away, but Iowa really got hot from downtown for a long stretch.
Yeah, and that was the guy that was breaking their back all night. I'm talking about Brandon Sampson. I mean, the only fault in his game was from the free throw line, but when they needed clutch baskets, he hit the big three-pointer when they first went down by a point, and then he was able to hit another layup to put them even further in the lead in overtime. So he's their clutch player.
And for the Crews, there was no doubt the clutch player late was Mr. Walton. He was able to get things rolling, not only taking it to the rim, but setting guys up and also hitting that three-pointer.
Yeah, and that's what he needs to do. I mean, it's nice to be unselfish. It's nice to be the facilitator. But, you know, sometimes being a team player, you need to be a team leader. You need to put that on your back, and you need to be the guy that takes your team to that next level. And Walton has the skills. He's strong, he's smart, he's quick, and he plays great defense.
21 second-half points for Walton, but the Wolves would come back and surge late. This game would get to overtime, 117 all. And then at overtime, it was all Wolves. They outscore the Crews 8-0 Stick in the end.
Yeah, and that's the thing with the short overtime. You know, you get up by 4, and then all of a sudden they got to start fouling, and, you know, next thing you know, you get this 8-0 overtime. But at the end of the day, it was a closer game than the scoreboard dictated. I don't think the Crews should have lost by 8 points, maybe 1 or 2. But they also could have gotten blown out by 21. So the fight in this game, I'm confident moving forward with this performance tonight.
Let's talk about the Wolves and their final stat lines in this game. They shoot 50.5% from the floor, 41% from downtown. They knocked home 12 of 29, but a lot of that was done in the first half when they were hot from the long line, when they were 7 of 13. They would really cool off in the second half thanks to the Crews defense. They were led by Sampson's 23. They got 20 from Isaiah Miller and 15 points from Chris Silva. Really an impressive effort defensively by the Crews stick against McKinley Wright IV, a guy who came in, again, we've said it ad nauseum, second in the league in scoring, 27 points a game. He comes out of here with 10 points scored, 4 of 13 from the floor, 1 of 5 from downtown. They certainly did their job covering up Mr. Wright.
Yeah, I agree, but I also think, if you're just looking at the score sheet, you're missing a lot of the nuance of the game because he was able to break down his defender over and over and over again and get to the lane and find the open man and just facilitate the offense. So even, in offensive rebounds, how many offensive rebounds did he have for a little guy like that? That just can't happen. So, yeah, he didn't have his ball-out scoring night, but he did play a solid all-around basketball game.
He sure did. He led him with 3 offensive rebounds at that 6-foot frame. You look on the other side, the Motor City Crews, they end up shooting 48% from the floor, 41% from downtown. They knock home 17 triples, led by 4 triples each from Walton and from Davidas Servetus. Walton, the leading scorer, 26 points in this game, 21 of them coming after halftime. It's a career high for him. It's a season high for him. And he wasn't alone. 18 points for Davidas Servetus. He knocked home 4 of 13 from downtown. 17 points in the game from Trayvon Palmer. And it was a double-double for Cheick Diallo again. He goes 13 and 10 in just 19 and a half minutes played. A quiet double-double for Cheick Diallo. 11 points off the bench for Chandre Jones. And the Crews also get 12 points from Jamarco Pickett, all in the first half. And he also carried 9 rebounds in the game, 9 points for Jalen Johnson. What else stood out in the stat sheet to you, Stick?
The main thing that's standing out to me right now is points in the paint. I mean, we talked about that, absolutely, stopping them from getting in the paint. I think we mentioned it 100 times in the first half, and if you look at it, 64 points in the paint for the Wolves, only 36 for the Crews. The Wolves shot 53 shots from the paint. 53 shots from the paint.
Yeah,
that's going to give you a decent shooting percentage.
Yeah, no doubt. Biggest lead was the Wolves. They had a 21-point lead late in the third. Crews' biggest lead was 3 points early in the game. Crews would come all the way back, tie it at 117, and even took a 103-102 brief lead in the fourth, but it was too much as the Wolves went on to a 125-117 victory. Time to say thank you to our crew for a great job tonight. As always, Brian Bolesky back in the PPC studios running our audio. Chase Kaufman on Instant Replay. Daniel Cole on graphics. Art Smith, your assistant producer. Alex Westfall, your executive producer and technical director. Want to thank Casey Buford as well for his engineering. Strong engineering coming from back at the mothership. Also want to thank Pat Bush on stats here at Wayne State Fieldhouse. Craig Patterson on utility and audio. And our cameraman, Zach Russell on the floor. Brandon Nager up top with us. And Kyle Buchanan as well doing great work. My partner, Sam Stick Day. My name is Chad Bush. Special thanks to LaRonda Burley for joining us at halftime, for DJ Baker for joining us in the pregame. Thanks so much to all of you for watching tonight's broadcast by the Prep of Motor City Crews basketball. They fall tonight to the Iowa Wolves, 125-117. We'll talk to you on Monday night at 6:45 from right here at Wayne State Fieldhouse. We look forward to talking to you then. Partner, have a great night. Thanks for a great job as always.
Appreciate it.
And
It's fun.
We'll have you back on very, very soon. Thank you for everything. Thanks to the fans. Your final score, Wolves 125, the Crews 117 from Midtown Detroit. One last time, my name's Chad Bush. Thanks so much. So long, everybody.
This copyrighted telecast of the NBA G League may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise used in any form without the express written consent of the NBA G League.